listening to Tyger Smith Shooting with Friends podcast. All views and opinions of our guests are theirs alone. They don't necessarily reflect how we feel here at the UWC Network or the UWC Network podcasts. If they say something that offends you, I apologize in advance. If you would like to sit down and speak about why what they said offended you, we are all ears and we are eager to have that conversation. If I say something that offends you, I apologize. This is your moment to not press play. Doing so, you understand that you are opening yourself up to a situation where you may be offended or you may be overall upset about something that may or may not come out of my mouth. That being said, this is your last chance, Dandelion. You can stop. Okay, here's the show.
Coming to the stage, Tyger Smith.
I'll shoot him.
Underworld Cartel.
Who shoot?
Tyger Smith, Shooting with Friends. What's going on, everybody? I'm back. It's another Saturday here in Shooting with Friends land. I'm being joined by the one and only Victor Lord. Say hello, Victor.
Yo, what up, gang? It's your boy, the one and only Victor Lord, a.k.a. OG Big Dog. You heard?
That was a lot. You know
what I'm saying? That's how I do.
All right, so I've got a bunch of questions written down here. But before I even get started with that, make sure that if you have a question for any of the people you see that's being advertised to be here on Shooting with Friends, you check out our text line, which is 315-791-2280. That's 315-791-2280. I wish I had a better number. Something easier. You know what I mean? That seems very awkward to say.
I mean, at 315.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, it's what I got. On top of that, you can text me any questions for any future people, like I always do. We put it out on the UWC Instagram and the fan page. It's out there. What's the other thing? The threads. We're on the threads. And if you have all of those things and more, we have a link tree that you can check out. It's linktree.com/UWC 4life. Check that out. That has all of our links to everything we do. All right, let's get into this. First of all, why Victor Lord? I jumped right into it. Huh?
So, no, okay, well, I actually got it from a soap opera. Because, I was trying to think of a cool name, you know what I'm saying?
It is a cool name.
And, I'm not Italian, so Stefano Di Mero was out of the question. And,
wow.
So, I just, the most gangster dude, aside from, my man Sonny and Jason, and, was Victor Lord Jr., a.k.a. the fake Todd Manning. So I was like, yo, Todd Manning, that's kind of a dry name.
Hold on a second. You talking about General Hospital?
Victor Lord actually comes from One Life to Live, but Sonny and Jason.
I remember that. I remember Todd.
Yes.
Oh, why the fuck do I? Oh God, I was
because he's one of the greatest fictional characters of all time.
Because it was he was two different people and he had a split personality, right?
Yes. Oh, well, his sister did.
Tina.
He faked.
Was it Tina?
Yes.
Ah, my God, we're nerds.
And Tina was this, but Vicky was the one with the multiple.
Yes, I remember that shit. Oh my God, growing up, I remember that.
That's crazy. So Todd, he faked his death a bunch of times.
Yes,
or whatever,
I remember that too.
And, you know what I'm saying? So I. Growing up, you know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of time with, my stepmom, my mom, and my grandma. And, when I didn't go to school or whatever, before cartoons, that's what was on. So, you know what I mean? Then when you see people, faking deaths and, brainwashing people, you know what I'm saying? That kind of grabs your attention. So I was like, yo, this is insane.
You know what kills me? It's the older people would always be like, I need to watch my stories. Yeah. I'm the fuck
exactly.
Do you mean watch it? And then you start watching, you're like, holy shit!
I see why.
Exactly.
It's like the older Latina ladies with their novellas.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's you,
shit.
once they have a way of storytelling.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
it's canonical. It's
right.
You have to watch.
I'm a huge fanatic for anything that tells me a story. Like, if I can like visualize what it is you're saying by just hearing it. So like, I could walk away from a soap opera, right, and just hear it and know what's happening.
I know exactly what
you know what I'm saying.
I know exactly.
So like that kind of stuff is what draws my attention. Like that's what holds my attention.
All right. You know what's funny is that you saying that you just brought it back to me. I had not watched The Sopranos like when it was on TV. Because I didn't have cable. But my neighbor at an apartment I was living at had like the entire box set, all of them, and let me borrow them.
Right.
And the first season, I'm watching it all extra hard. By the second, third season, I'm cooking dinner and I'm listening to him. And in my head, it's like, yo, Uncle Tony's talking right now.
Right.
He's telling me a story while I'm making my macaroni and cheese and shit.
You can see everything they're
yes,
saying. Exactly.
You saying that, I'm like, yes.
Yes.
I get you. All right, go ahead.
And so, but no, that's so, like, because when I was trying to come up with my gimmick, like, you know what I'm saying, I thought about, like, you know, I'm going to just be me. So I thought about the things that, like, I love.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to use, like, a sports figure name. I didn't want to use a comic book character name.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
a lot of people do.
I just didn't want it to be cliche. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, like, I'm just thinking about, like, all of these characters that I think are cool. And, like, my favorite ones are Sonny Corinthos and Jason Morgan. But those names, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have really flown. But, like, Victor Lord just seemed like,
okay,
you know what I mean?
No, it grabbed my attention,
you know
when I
mean?
heard
like, it just.
When I heard that was your name, I'm like, that's a fucking cool name.
Yeah,
that's all I say.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
that was fucking cool.
You know what I mean? And then like, so I'm like, yo,
right.
like that's fire, and it just stuck.
All right. So when did you start wrestling? Because you didn't just start wrestling.
Oh no, man! Like if you want to like the origins,
it
was like back in like 99, 2000 when we were like the old NMW days, man.
Millennium.
Like it was.
None of these kids even know what that is anymore.
Right, you know what I'm saying? It was like we had Barry Hardy, Hellcat, and Rick Matrix. Like as far as I remember, like those are the guys that I remember being like my core beginning trainers.
Okay.
And then like I remember it was like myself, it was you, JC Money, Cam, formerly Gabe Saint, I remember Uncle Chip was there, Chip Stetson,
Yep.
Mayhem, Jason Atlas.
I'm glad you said Mayhem.
Like
I just recently became friends with him on Facebook. It's so
and
funny.
you know what's nuts to me is because, okay, so speaking of Mayhem, so like, do you remember the original Tough Enough?
Yeah, no, I know.
So I was like, yo, these guys are terrible. Like, these dudes can't bump or nothing. And then, like, like, when I find out that Mayhem got cut, like, he didn't even make it.
Yes. Well, all right. You know, it's funny you bring that up. Do you have Instagram?
Yes.
Okay. Are we a thing on Instagram?
I believe so.
I don't know. My Instagram is private because of, you know, out there. But I actually have been putting out old footage of my stuff, and I actually put out when Mayhem was on Tough Enough because they used me to be his fucking tackling dummy for the news. Are we?
That's my.
Okay. We'll get that set up after.
We'll figure that out.
But yeah, no, they used me as a tackling dummy for this whole thing. Like I go into a whole I did a whole mini doc where I talked about it.
Yeah.
Like this dude beat my ass for Channel 8 or whatever the fuck it was.
Right.
Beat my ass.
Yo, and you know what? I remember seeing that
it's
on TV.
There. You can watch it because I have the actual news stuff on there.
I remember that.
And this dude hit me with his I think it was a spear or whatever, and I ended up biting my tongue, and my tongue was swollen. And then they want to interview me. What do you think of when you hear the name Mayhem? And I was just like, the only thing I could think of saying was unforgiving. And you hear me say it just like
sound
that,
like Sylvester the Cat.
Dude, I sounded horrible because he fucking hit me so many. Dude, it was like, we need a different angle. We need a different angle. And they ended up using one angle.
Right.
This dude fucked me up because he was stiffing me the whole time. And nothing against Mayhem, you know?
Right, no, he just had to make, he wanted to make sure his stuff, like, they were showcasing him, so he wanted to look.
This was his big break.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I didn't complain, you know, when it happened at all. Like, later in life, I laugh about it, and I said something about it, because I'm like, yeah, he fucked me up.
Right.
But at the time, I'm thinking to myself, I need to make this kid look good, because if I don't, you know, if I have a part If I can make him look good,
exactly,
and he's going on, that's awesome.
It rubs off on you as well.
Well, that I wasn't thinking that. What I was thinking, and this is where this shit isn't even supposed to be about me. I feel like it's starting to become about me. I don't want it to become about me.
No, I get it.
But, and the last thing I'm going to say about this one is, I think that was the first time in my head where I got the mentality of being a wrestling trainer, because I was like, I want to make him look good.
Right.
I got to do it. And I probably got a concussion out of the goddamn thing, to be honest with you. But that was like my main, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I need him to look good.
And, and I'm going to actually piggyback off of that. And that was basically my mentality in NMW whenever I got the opportunity to do stuff.
Yeah.
Was I knew that it's my job to make them look good.
Brother.
Because I have in my head, I vividly remember this. I actually had it on a VHS tape that Barry Hardy made for me that had his highlights, his superstar matches,
the Barry Hardy collection,
yeah, and
the Chronicles.
And I don't know if you recall this, but one time he was doing the Executioner gimmick.
Oh, okay. Tell me about it.
And so he was doing the Executioner gimmick, and I can't remember who he did a run-in on. But he did a run-in on somebody, and you and I were supposed to be the security. And so we come out.
I gotta see this.
He gives us the beats, boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
And he gives me this clothesline.
Uh-huh.
And when he gives me the clothesline,
I'm going to tell you something after
my
you're done.
immediate reaction is I need to sell this heavy. Okay. So I go to try to do the inside out,
yeah.
And I just freaking reverse scorpion. And Freddie Franchise is in the crowd. And the only thing you hear on the videotape is, check his pulse.
Yep.
And that's one of my one of my favorite memories of the early days.
Can I tell you something? That was the first match they showed on NMW TV. That was my debut match, and that was at the end of my match. You came in to help me because he was kicking the shit out of me.
Okay.
And it's chapter 1.
So he was working you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So anybody who's on my Instagram, check that out. It's chapter 1 of the Tiger Tales. You will see Victor Lord. At the time they called you Big Fred.
Yes.
And you come out. And they're like, why is Big Fred out here? And he clotheslined you. Dude, you accordioned yourself.
Yes.
In such a disgusting way that anybody who's seen it is like, was that guy okay?
But it was, and then I was,
it was
totally
believable
fine.
as fuck, man.
I was totally fine because in those days,
yeah,
bro, I could bump for you any way you wanted.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the reasons that I got into the game was because we would have when we were in high school.
Okay.
This is when the Monday Night Wars were popping.
All right.
We had factions in school. So
that's awesome.
A couple of me and my boys, we were the Wolf Pack.
Okay.
And then the underclassmen were DX.
That's too fucking funny,
we had
man.
some dudes that were the black and white NWO. So you never know when it could pop off in the hallway.
So wait a minute, are you guys backyard wrestling in school?
In school, in the hallway.
That's fucking awesome.
Power bombing
what school
dudes
was this?
At Wilson.
Are you serious?
Power bombing dudes in the lockers.
What?
Choke slamming dudes. Running into dudes' classes and Ric Flair chopping them and running out. Bro, I'm telling you, we were wilding.
The fucking teachers are these kids are menaces.
Yo, we were wilding, but we just loved it.
Is this where you met Big Mr. Steve?
Yes, actually, yes.
Nobody knows that name, but Mr. Steve.
Steve.
I remember the two of you together when we all started the NMW school, and it was you and Mr. Steve, and I'm like, you guys were an odd couple because I remember he worked at a dry cleaning place.
Yep.
And you had the big afro, and it was funny because you guys were an odd couple, but complimented each other at the same time.
We met playing football at Wilson. We had classes together, and we just kind of we knew
Mr.
of
Steve.
each other. And
is he
was the one, he is. He actually lives somewhere in down by the beach somewhere. I ran into him at Planet Fitness right before COVID.
Okay, well, finish telling the one you were. I'm sorry.
So I'll get back to that. But we had classes together or whatever. In our Spanish class, was the one that we would have the most fun.
Spanish.
So
I can't see him speaking.
We would
Spanish.
learn these statements, and then we just blurt them out in class. And so like one day, like he says something to me, and I'm like, "Como se dice, suck your what?" And from that moment on, we were like inseparable. Like we just were homies. Like, and
why do I picture you and him cutting promos in the worst Spanglish ever?
Oh, bro, we had so much fun, and then like we learned through that. We learned like that we loved wrestling, and then a lot of our friends love wrestling.
That's so cool.
And so like we had like crews, like me, Steve, my buddy Tall Chris, my man.
You're not a short guy. This guy was
he's like 6'9".
Holy shit! Where's he? He should have gotten the business.
We tried. My boy Mark Bliss, a couple other guys.
Why does that name sound familiar, Mark Bliss?
And like that was my hooping buddy, and like he was my creative writing partner.
Really?
Like we used to just sit there and we would just like
his name sounds familiar.
We would go and we would just write stories.
Okay.
Like we just spitball ideas off each other. Boom, 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 boom. And then he'd start writing, and he'd be like, "Yo, what do you think about this?" And I'm like, all right. And then I'll come and I'll write like a paragraph. And then like we ended up having like a bunch of short stories.
That's
like,
cool.
He might still have them because I remember they were in his notepad. Like I had one of them all the way up until before COVID. And once COVID, like when I had to put all my stuff in storage, it got lost.
That sucks.
And and
should have transferred it to Word, man. Get it out.
No,
there.
It was because back in them days in the late 90s, he was writing everything down. You know what I'm saying? And so we would legit we'd be throwing strikes, like we'd be chopping each other, like giving dudes tombstone pile drivers. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like that's how I knew I was meant to be a worker. Yeah, when I would be able to just like freaking like power bomb a dude.
And not kill him,
and he'd walk away. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't
like
be Vader and
like we'd go into kids' class. Like, okay, so like say,
wait, did you just say kids' classroom?
No, so we would. All right, so say like, okay, say like the Wolf Pack were like in gym or something, right?
Okay,
and like we're walking the halls or whatever, and we'd see like some DX dudes or some black and white dudes in a class. So we'd go in their class and Ric Flair chop them. And if they wanted to smoke, then we'd have a whole like quick like freaking 30-second match in the middle of the class and then peel out.
What?
And the whole time we're running out the halls like, woo, doing the Nature Boy flavor.
I did not
like,
expect this today.
Oh, bro, like we had so much fun. Like I'm telling you, it was.
I didn't even get to the rest of my phone.
It was fun times, man. It was fun times.
Okay. What is it? What was your big influence to get in the business?
So like I always felt like I was meant to do something sort of athletic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I thought it was going to be basketball because I thought I was going to grow. Because, bro, I've been the same height since I was in 8th grade. So I thought I was going to be like 6'4".
How tall are you?
6'1". With shoes. I'm a solid 6 feet, but in shoes I'm 6'1".
I think you're taller than that.
And
I'm just short.
So like I go and like so I'm thinking like I'm going to get like 6'4". So I developed like a power forward game.
Okay.
Then I stopped growing. And like I hated playing football at Wilson. Like the only reason I played was because of Steve. And so like I was like, man, like I loved wrestling so much because I had been watching it since like my first memory of wrestling was watching WrestleMania 2.
Okay.
With the Battle Royal with the NFL players.
Yep.
And so I was like, yo, this is so cool. And then like then we would watch, like me and my brothers, we would watch Saturday Night Main Event.
Yep.
And then like when I would be home, my mom, like me and my sister, my brother, we would watch it. And then we'd get up early to watch Superstars. Yes. And then WCW started coming on here. So we saw WCW and then Superstars. Listen, and this was just because we didn't have cable, so we could only watch. Like we couldn't watch All American or WCW Saturday Night. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you right now, my cousin I try not to talk about him because, whatever. But we would get together, and Saturday was such a fucking day because I lived at my grandmother's house. She had cable. So it was like, what was it like? Was it Superstars or
Superstar? Or no, WCW came on at 11.
No,
then Superstars came on at noon.
Okay, so it was Superstars. I didn't see the one at 11. Around, I want to say 1 o'clock in the afternoon, if you went onto the Empire channel, you could see IWCCW. Okay, and then around 2 o'clock was WCW Worldwide. Then it was what was going on after that?
They had the AWA on ESPN.
I did not see that one. I saw, then from there, it was like a little bit of a break because, mind you, while we're watching this shit, we're wrestling in the house.
Right.
With our fucking cardboard,
Absolutely.
Our cardboard title belts. We had like 17 title belts. And, fucking, what was it? Then it was Saturday night, WCW Saturday night.
Yep.
And then depending on, WWE or WWF had, main event. And then Sunday was just like, it was like constant. It was it's so much wrestling. It was so much fucking wrestling.
Absolutely.
And I loved every minute of it, man.
Absolutely, bro.
Like that's how I found out about the Von Erichs was because randomly I'm going through the channel because it's like the cartoons were done, and Superstars was done. So I'm just going through the fucking channels, and then I happen to catch wrestling, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
Because they had AWA on ESPN, and then I don't know, WCCW with the Von Erichs promotion.
Was that ESPN too, or was
it might have been because I used to watch because that's how I found out about it. Like a lot of the
Empire something.
That's when I started liking heels. When I started watching the Southern wrestling.
Yes, dude, they've got a different way, man.
When I was watching the WWE. Or WWF at the time.
I know, right? You got to correct yourself.
I was always like the baby faces. So I was always like Hogan and JYD and like Macho and Roddy when they were babies, Snuka. You know what I'm saying?
I loved Macho, man.
And then Macho and like guys like Macho and Big John Studd would turn heel and like they would just break my heart. And, and then so I would start because when I would go, I was a weekend baby.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with that term.
Well, you're
I would go see my dad on the weekend. So my dad, he would give me money when I would go. So I would go to like the little Rite Aid and I would buy wrestling magazines or like wrestling cards.
Yep.
And then
I got so many around here floating around.
I started reading about guys like Ric Flair and Terry Funk, and I seen Harley Race because he was in WWF, so I knew about him.
I thought you were going to say you saw him live or something.
You know what I mean? And so I'm like, yo, you're like, oh man, these guys they sound so cool. And then when my dad started getting cable, that's when I started to see
I gotta make another drink,
bro. You could top me off if you want to,
absolutely.
But
keep talking.
So I would get to see WCW, and then Ric Flair was the first heel that I liked because when I first saw Kurt Hennig and Scott Hall in AWA, they were baby faces.
Yeah, with that mustache.
Exactly.
Scott Hall with the mustache. Man.
So I thought, you know what I'm saying. So I was like, yo, and then when I saw them in the WWE, they were heels. Yep. So I'm like, yo, and then when I watching Ric Flair work, and then when the Brain Busters, Brain Busters came to WWF, they were the first heel tag team that I was afraid of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, yo, these guys could beat anybody, bro. They could beat the Hart Foundation. They could beat the Bulldogs. They could beat the freaking Killer Bees. They could beat these guys.
Listen. Okay. The thing for everybody who doesn't know who the Brain Busters are, it was Tully Blanchard and fucking Arn Anderson. So basically, half of the fucking Four Horsemen that invaded WWF, and they were the Brain Busters. I don't know about you, but whenever I see Arn scares me. Arn scares me for one reason. Even to this day, he reminds me of an angry uncle. A legit angry uncle.
He reminds me of that uncle that you can have fun with.
Yeah.
But if you act up, he will take that belt off.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? And he's always looked like a 40-year-old man. Ever since he was a teen, I swear to God, I've never seen a picture of Arn Anderson looking like a young dude.
Those are facts.
Like this dude has legit been a grown ass man his whole life. Like I swear, like
let's put it this way. All right, how do you Flair? Okay, you liked Flair.
Absolutely.
Did you ever think that? All right, I loved Flair because my grandmother hated him because she's like, I hate the white-haired man. I hate him, and I was like, I think I like him. Right? Flair, I felt like was a pretty boy. Mm-hmm. He was an over-the-top, performer.
Right.
But he never struck me as not a tough guy.
Right. Exactly.
But this is the thing. That being said, and you can have your own personal opinion of Ric Flair, but that being said, if that's in my mind, Ric Flair would go to Arn Anderson when shit got thick.
Right.
Arn Anderson's a fucking menace, and I'm scared of Arn Anderson.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, whoa.
Exactly. God rest his soul. Ask Sid Justice, Sid Vicious.
Oh, my God. I loved Sid.
About Arn Anderson.
Oh, yeah. We're not. And that's not our story.
So, but like, no, I like Ric Flair because he was the first dude that I saw cutting a promo in a 3-piece suit.
Absolutely.
And then the way he would talk, right?
Yep.
And then he would work and he'd back up everything he said.
Dude walked away from 2 plane crashes. What the fuck? And then kept wrestling.
Right. And it, bro. So there's only 3 times that I've ever cried watching a wrestling match.
All right.
One of those times. Excuse me.
You're getting choked up right now.
No, my throat was a little dry. Pause. No diddy. But one of those times was when Ric Flair recovered from that plane crash.
Yeah, okay.
And freaking Terry Funk pile drived him on the table.
Through the I remember that shit was in WCW.
I'm watching it and I'm like,
and Funk was all dressed up and they did it.
Yeah, I
remember that
shit.
Dude,
what? I'm like, yo, I swear, I was like, yo,
dude, I love Terry. Terry Funk was the other one I was scared of because Terry Funk fought everybody.
Yo, Terry Funk was the original no fucks given dude.
Seriously,
bro. Like he cared nothing about nothing, and like. So like when I saw Ric Flair take that, and then I saw him come back, and he's wearing the neck brace, and he's still cutting those promos,
like he didn't give a fuck.
And I'm like, yo, and like Ric Flair is the reason that I didn't appreciate Dusty Rhodes until I was an adult.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Because
I know exactly what you mean.
I was more focused on Ric Flair than I was Dusty. Like
they were almost doing the same thing,
right?
And it's like this guy's in better shape. He's got bigger cars. He's got more money. He's got an actual
beautiful
jet.
Women on the side,
and the shit part. And us being as adults, when we find out, all right, fuck that. Us being as adults and being workers for as long as we have, and we find out he actually owned a fucking jet. He actually lived that life,
right?
Bro. I love Dusty. He wasn't living like Flair.
Exactly.
Nobody does.
But that's why Dusty said what did he say? It was I've lived high, but he said he's slept in alleyways and he's dined with kings and queens.
Yep.
That's exactly.
He's dying with kings and queens. He slept in alleyways eating pork and beans. That's what he said.
There it is. There it is.
Like,
and
man.
So, like, I didn't appreciate that because I'm seeing this fat dude, and I hated myself because I was fat at the time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing this fat dude, like, try to talk about how good he is, and because I hate myself, I hated him. And then Ric Flair was everything I wanted to be.
I got you.
So I got behind Ric Flair. Like that's why I started liking guys like Ric Flair and Rick Rude and Mr. Perfect because they were what I wanted to be.
Not who you were.
Exactly.
All right. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Do me a favor, guys. Mark out for these words.
Depending on which social media you decide to identify yourself
Damn, that was a
with,
lot more than I thought we were going to get into, man. Normally, that's cool, because normally my podcast, depending on the subject matter,
UWC
about
for
30
Life
minutes,
is
40
on
minutes.
there.
We just went
you can
29
see
minutes for that first
tweets, twunks, whatever.
It's good, though. I like it.
I'm not exactly sure what they call them these days. But you can find us there at UWC, the number 4 Life. You'll get some updates that will be shared among the
multiverse of social medias. Is it a multiverse? I mean, each one of them has its own. Yeah, I guess it could. It could totally be. So check us out on X, UWC, the number 4 Life.
What's up, guys? This is Notorious 107 Homicide.
We're about to come back after Homicide.
Shooting with friends.
Yeah, I had a Homicide on this so many times. Love that. Love that dude.
Here it go.
Yeah.
Any Bomb Squad, I see you, homie.
Bomb Squad. I see you.
Black and Gold
Yeah.
and Tony Yo. Tyger Smith.
Smith. Let's take it deep.
Dangerous. Excellent.
Everybody got a little bit extra right there. I didn't turn off my mic.
YOLO.
Whatever. All right, we're about to take it deep. I had a couple questions I was going to ask you in the first half, but I think
Get to them, bro. Get to them.
I think they're more appropriate for this half. Okay. Let me make sure I'm going to turn the auto DJ off because this shit might go long here. All right. Did you ever feel any speed bumps because of your race?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why I carried myself the way that I do. Because before me, I feel like the African American workers, some of them gave a sour taste, I would say, to certain promoters.
Really?
Because they tried to basically bully them. And being who I am and looking how I look, a lot of people automatically assume that's how I roll.
I got you.
So I try to stay as far away from that image as possible.
I get you.
You feel me? So, but a lot of guys, like, once people get to like know me and they start talking to me, like, people want, like, I've had opportunities offered to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I've had, like, you know what I mean? I've worked other promotions or whatever, but UPW is my home. And because it's like remnants of NMW, like my origins.
I got you.
Yeah, feel me? So, like, I've done UW. I've had like a little, like, not a major spot, but I've had spots at ECW.
ECW or ESW?
Oh, ESW. My bad.
Okay,
My bad. And IWF.
Okay.
I've done you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's just, you know, like, it's all about, like, getting to know me, you know what I mean? Because if you just look at me, you may have a certain idea, or you may jump to a certain conclusion about me.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I'm the first to admit that, like, if I don't know you, I'm very closed off.
No, I understand that.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, but once you, like, get to know me and you start talking to me in a language that I understand, like, you know, if you respect me, I'll respect you. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I feel like I've kind of, with what I've done over the last 10 years, I feel like I've kind of given the African American worker a different image than it had previous.
Okay. I will say, just piggybacking off of what you just said, and anybody who's been listening to the podcast, I've been very upfront that race was a real fucking problem when I started. And I remember at NMW, there was me, there was you, there was JC, and then later Draven, you know, soon to be, you know, Gabe Saint and whatnot. And then that was it. That was it. And it killed me because they put us in very, I mean, I think out of all of us, JC got the best spots, you know?
Right.
But like me, the fucking owner took my money and was like, yeah, you know, that's good. You're never going to be a wrestler.
Bro,
What?
and that's why I fell off.
That's funny because that was my next question. Is that why'd you take time?
Because when we all start, I swear to God, I can't tell you how many times I've had the thought process, or I've even had dreams of what could have been had I stuck around with y'all.
No, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? But life happened, and then I realized I was being robbed, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm not paying you no money, and you're not giving me no spots, and you're not giving, I don't have a license yet. You're telling me that I'm paying you to get a license. You're telling me I'm paying you to get a license. I don't have my license. So I'm only working these little TV tapings.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you want me to sell tickets for these shows?
Yep.
And it's like, why are people going to pay to come see me sit in the stands next to them? That doesn't make sense. So I fell back. And then when I come back, I hear, Steve tells me, you can't get in. They didn't even tell me. Steve had to tell me. They won't let you get in the ring until you pay. Say what now? Bro, I've given you over $1,000. I don't have a license. I haven't had a match on the show.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good. And so I fell back.
Oh man.
And I walked away. You know what I'm saying? And I felt terrible because of a simple fact that at the time when we were training, Barry was really trying to teach me things.
I'm glad he was trying to teach you things. He did not. Me and him.
And exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have their impressions of guys or whatever. For example, right? Matrix.
Oh,
Matrix, I felt purposely tried to hurt me. I don't know if you remember, but we were doing a back body drop drill one day.
Oh, yes.
And
oh, yeah, I do remember that shit.
So, Barry Hardy used to always like to do that drill because he liked the way that we all bumped.
That
he
motherfucker.
Liked that we all, you know what I mean? We all, I can't hold you.
Oh,
everybody in our class took to bumping naturally.
Listen, Barry Hardy, you bring that shit
so
up.
We go.
That motherfucker went like that. He put his hands up, and then he walked away from me. I landed right on my fucking head. Fuck you.
So now, Matrix, we go and we do the gimmick, right?
Yeah.
And we're doing it. Boom, 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 boom. He comes, and this dude literally pushes me so high that there's no way for me to bump. Now I'm coming down to land on my feet. My ankle.
Fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
I do remember that, because I think you had to get helped out of the ring.
Bro, and my ankle was messed up, and so I couldn't go to my regular gig. I couldn't go to my work gig.
I remember that fucking thing.
You know what I'm saying?
I think we had to help you out of the ring.
Bro, my ankle was so screwed that night.
I remember that. Holy
and he just was like, oh, you should have tucked.
Yeah, I got you.
What do you you know what I'm saying? So boom. So now I'm getting robbed. There's the trainer is trying to hurt me, and I'm like, man, I don't have time for this.
Do you remember what happened to JC? I'll fucking tell this story. I don't, he'll probably get. I don't even know. But Matrix was Japanese arm drag. You know how a Japanese?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do a Japanese arm drag?
It's the
yeah. You're hooking arms. You're taking a back bump, right?
Yep.
This
It's a foot bump, basically.
Yeah. That's all it is. Back bump, foot bump, right?
Yeah.
This motherfucker called Japanese arm drag. On JC.
That makes zero sense.
Hold on. And then he gives him a judo arm drag over his shoulder. JC landed on his head. I literally carried my cousin out of there, took him to get an MRI because he was fucked.
That's nuts.
And you know what? Fuck you, Ian Decay. Yeah, I'll say it out loud and proud. Because Ian was like, "Oh shit! Oh, they're gonna take Matrix out from being trainer because JC didn't know how to bump it." Are you fucking nuts? That dude just dropped my cousin, and mind you, and I'm gonna be I'm very upfront about this shit. Me and my cousin aren't even talking. We haven't talked in years, but it's the fact that he did that shit. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? And I had to take him to Strong to get a fucking MRI to make sure he didn't get brain damage because the dude he was fucked.
So to piggyback off of that,
That's bullshit.
Now, to tell you what type of person Ian was, do you remember the
Fuck
Fair
him.
Show?
Yes.
What he did to Felicity?
He beat the shit out of that woman. That poor girl. In front of everybody. And it was
front
cool.
of at a fucking
And it was
fair,
cool.
bro. At a fair.
Yeah. Yeah, she wanted to do a hardcore
That's
match.
the first time that I've ever seen a locker room disgusted.
Dude.
But then that's also the first time that I realized that a lot of these workers ain't really about that life, because
Yep.
if I'm a worker and that goes down
No, you
and I'm in the locker room,
You
I'm
need to stop.
putting paws on you when you come backstage, bro.
I had to work security for that show because, you know, obviously I couldn't.
Right.
I can work all these little shows to put everyone else over. That show I couldn't work because, you know, it was a major show. And I saw that shit and I'm just like watching it going, what the fuck is
When
going
I
on?
find it, I have the picture of us. You may not be.
No, I have
Are you
that
in
picture. Yes, I have the picture.
Because it's me, Steve.
Yup.
JC's in the back.
Yeah, I'm like behind. I actually saw. I have
Jake
the.
and Bake is in it.
I think I posted the picture too.
Yeah, and it's from that show.
Was that the show?
That's the Fair Show, bro.
No.
Yeah, it was from
All right, you might
that
have to send
show,
me-
my dude.
Because the one I have is it has like, remember Tank?
Where I'm wearing the Raptors jersey. And
That was not from that show because Tank
no,
was there.
it's that show, bro.
Stop
I
it.
promise you.
Hold on, now I'm gonna find that
I
shit.
promise you, it was
I'm
from
gonna
that
find
show,
that
my
shit.
guy.
You're killing me here. Oh my god. That show was for every God. What fair was that? Was that the?
It was not the it was some county, a Penfield maybe.
No.
it was some county fair.
I want to say it was somewhere far away.
Like, it wasn't the state fair.
No,
but
it
was
wasn't
some
anything
county's
that big.
fair.
It was a smaller fair because I remember this. Okay, for everybody who didn't know, they're like, "What the fuck are these guys talking about?" It was a fair that was. I remember it being on like a baseball diamond.
Yes,
because
we set up on the baseball
Yeah.
diamond. They had like rides or whatever set up,
Yeah.
and like everything.
and I just remember that, and the reason why that's so important for the baseball. Anybody who knows, who's been to a baseball diamond, you see the fence behind the home
Yes.
plate, right? It's supposed to catch some balls. This motherfucker climbed that fence to drop an elbow on this woman.
Collapsed her larynx on a Cobra clutch, bro.
I remember, and he held it forever until I think she passed out.
Yeah.
And everybody just like, they think I don't know if people thought it was a work because you never know.
Right.
But when she fucking went down, and it's like I remember because didn't fucking Killer Kowalski Jr. come running out?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he was pissed.
He was the only one that was pissed.
'Cause he
it
was
wasn't
engaged.
Jason Atlas dating Felicity at the time.
No.
It was Kowalski.
Kowalski was engaged to her.
Okay.
Kowalski was engaged to her. And that's why
That's why he was so
yeah,
angry.
he was fucking hot.
Okay.
And anybody who doesn't know who Killer Kowalski Jr. was, this is a 7'2" motherfucker. He was a big dude. And I remember him going, yeah.
And he was trained by Killer Kowalski, and Killer Kowalski gave him that name.
Absolutely.
He trained with Triple H.
Yeah, R.I.P., man. R.I.P., because he's no longer with us. But I remember when he ran out, that's when Ian let it go. Because he was like, yo, this dude's about to stomp my ass. And yeah, that was a thing. I'm trying to find this picture as we talk. Fuck, man. When did you win your first title?
Oh man, I want to say it was the Triple Threat title that ended up becoming the No Limits title.
Oh yeah,
that is known now.
It's been the No Limits for a while though. I remember Kevin Dunn even had it. I think that's when it became the No Limits. Is when Kevin Dunn had it.
So what happened was when we had UPW and KDW.
Oh fuck! Maybe it was the fair show. I just found it.
Yep, that's in that.
All right,
it was
so check it
from
out.
that show.
Hold on. Right next to Steve, that's me with the hair.
Yep, and then JC,
Yep.
and then Jake and Bake and myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
I should fuck around and make this the goddamn thumbnail for this shit.
And yeah. So shit. What was I saying?
Fuck, I don't even remember. This fighting cock is messing with me, man.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, for everybody who
kidding.
doesn't know, I mean, I'm not getting sponsored by them, but they should sponsor me. Fighting Cock. It's a bourbon. It's 103.
Rock with it. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's 103 proof. It honestly, it's very affordable. My local beverage center put me onto it. I laughed when they said, "Yeah, you should get this." I'm like, fighting cock. That's so stupid. It's actually really fucking good. It mixes well with everything I put in. Honestly,
that Dr. W is hitting right now.
Anyway, all right. Let's move
so
to the next.
next question.
Oh, wait, no. We were still talking about the. Your first title was the.
No Limits. That's what it was.
No,
okay,
yeah.
So it was a triple. It was like the current. What you know now is the UPW No Limits title.
Yes,
is what spawned from the Triple Threat title.
So literally, it was a title that was just meant to be in Triple Threat matches.
Yes.
That is you know what? That is a unique concept because I've never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, and it was, and then because I was doing work, I'm selling heavy tickets. You know what I'm saying? And like, I earned that spot.
No, absolutely.
So I got it, and this kid politicked into my spot. Took the title. He was so terrible that they rebranded the title to the No Limits title.
Cut?
Yeah.
No fucks given on that one.
Well, you know,
I have no idea who that is. So.
Oh no, he Savior was his name. I won't say his first name.
Savior?
Jason Savior.
I have no idea who that is.
He was one of Colin Delaney's boys.
Really?
Funny story, right?
Oh, so here we go.
This guy, he was kind of a money man. You know what I mean? So like,
okay.
So he worked a show somewhere, and somebody said, "Oh my God, how is this dude not signed?" Because he can't fucking work.
I've never heard of the guy.
He paid to bring Dijak here. And when Dijak came here, he worked him.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, what do I have on here? When you came back after, not being gone, now you felt your way about the way you were treated. Mm-hmm. You're paying your money, you're paying your dues. Yes. You didn't see any reciprocation or any kind of things saying that you've been doing your shit. You decide to take, time off, and then you've got
life.
Life happens. Yeah. That happens to a lot of us.
Right.
Okay. You come back.
Mm-hmm.
What changed? If anything.
What changed was my level of belief in myself.
Okay.
And I was approached by a friend, Tall Chris, actually. And
okay,
he's like, "Yo, if I find a wrestling school, will you help? Like, will you train with me?" I'm like, "Bro, if you find a wrestling school, I'll go with you." So he starts looking up the stuff or whatever. And
wait a minute. You didn't know that there were other wrestling schools?
I knew, but I just didn't know how to get a hold. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that, like, there was RCW. There was there's a bunch of other.
No, there was a bunch of
after
stuff.
NMW. Like, there was so many iterations of local.
Ironically,
gimmicks.
I was the head trainer at RCW for a cup of coffee, and then
right. So you know what I mean. So I'm like, yo. So when he goes to look into it, he finds at the time they were upstate NWA in Pier 6. So he's like, yo, there's Pier 6, and then there's a spot on Barksart. So I'm like, all right, you let me know, and I'll go with you.
Okay.
We pull up to Box Art first. We walk in, and who do I fucking see?
Probably Hellcat.
So I'm like, yo!
Okay.
This is my dude. And so he starts talking, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been doing this, da, 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 da. Like, he's like, yo, you remember Drake, Abe Saint? He's our champ now.
Yep. Oh my
and
God.
I'm like, yo!
I remember that whole time.
Ass, like, so
that's when he like beat fucking Brody and all that shit.
Previously,
right?
like, like rewinding, I'm gonna say probably in around 2002.
Okay.
Cam and I reconnected.
Okay.
So I'm living on South Union. I'm sitting on my porch, chilling. Sitting out there, I'm smoking. And this dude walks by with his skirt. I'm like, so they come back around. I'm like, yo, I think I know you.
That's kind of weird.
And they're like, yo, yeah. So, like, freaking.
Yo, you know me.
Yeah. So, like, we start talking. He's like, yo, you remember, like, Hobie, JC? I'm like, yo! So, I'm sad to admit this because Cam is my best friend, my sister from another mister.
Okay.
When Cam approached me that day, I could not remember this motherfucker's name. So I'm like, yo, like, cause I remember fucking Hobie and I remember JC, but I couldn't, like, I'm like, I knew it was, like, I was like, it sounded like a bird. I was like, it sounds like a bird. I can't remember. It sounds like a bird.
I'm gonna tell you this.
We're talking. No, this is when Cam was dating Misty.
Oh my god!
So
okay,
we're hanging out or whatever. We're smoking, and then she's like, Dre, you want to hit the blunt? And I was like, that's what it is, Dre. But that's what it was. And that's when it came back to me. And then
I will say that there's probably a reason why you didn't remember that person was because they fucked them. They fucked them hard.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like the amount of shit that they went through.
Yeah,
and I will say that openly. I went through my shit. They went through some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And, if you didn't remember them, it was because of the fact that maybe they weren't given enough spots or they weren't given the respect that they should. Because I'll tell you right now, and I've said this aloud on many things, and I don't know if they even give a shit, but I was the biggest Gabe St. Mark when I was their partner. When I would watch them work, I was always the biggest Gabe St. Mark, and we had ups and downs. We were roommates at one point for fucking years. Right. We talked together. We stopped talking. I haven't spoken to that person in fucking since I was married to my last wife, and I miss them.
And I'm gonna keep it a B with you. Like,
I miss them
because, like, that's like literally one of my best friends.
Well, let them know that I fucking miss them.
Well, yeah, I absolutely will. However, like, that's the reason why I've never formulated any type of ill will towards you, despite what everybody else says.
Oh, please,
because
you're breaking the rules by talking to me today.
No, absolutely. But when
absolutely.
when we were in MW,
yes,
I know how hard it was for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I hated
you were the one who gave them a roof over their head.
Yep.
So simply because of that is why whenever anybody ever be like, oh, Tyger Smith this, Tyger Smith that. Yo, I've never experienced that, so I have
ironically, the majority of the people, and I will fucking say this out loud and you can take it for whatever you want. The majority of the people that said that or have said stuff that's similar to that have come back to me and like, I'm so sorry I said that. And it's like, because I've never,
right, people are petty. People,
well,
pride will make you say some ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, it's like, there's like a very small group of people that I'm like, fuck that guy forever.
Right.
All right?
It's only 2 people I filled out.
Hellcat was on that list for me. But at times, me and him have worked it through. We don't talk. We do talk. We don't talk. It's gotten to a point where it's like, I respectfully know where he's at, and that's his life. Right. You know what I mean? Fuck you, Ian Decay. Fuck you, Rick Matrix. Fuck you, Barry Hardy. I'm sorry. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay, because all of you have fucked me in some kind of way, and it was unexcusable the way you tried to fuck me, and I'm sorry because I feel like I'm fucking taking over this fucking interview.
You're good.
And I apologize.
No, you're good.
But fuck those guys.
But no, I just wanted to tell you that, like, the whole reason, like, that we have the type of goodwill that we have.
Yeah. I always thought you were a cool fucking person.
Of the love that you've shown my best friend.
I never knew that.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought me and you we always had, I've never, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I never had, like, we never had no beef.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Fred.
So, it's like, you know what I mean? And then when I talk to people that, like, we had a lot of the same type of, like, we had a lot of mutual friends.
Oh no, we do.
In our teenage
years. we have had.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, yo, how do we not cross paths before wrestling? And
I think I went to school with your wife.
Yes, you did.
Which is weird because now I'm thinking. Yeah, I even said that to you. I was like, I think I went to school with her.
And speaking of, big shout out to my wife. I love it. That's my boo thing.
Yeah.
Know? And
big love, girl.
Yeah, you already
Q
know.
dogs. Anyway.
Whoop, whoop. But yeah. So my first title was the Triple Threats title, and then now I've just recently held the UPW No Limits title.
Yep.
Which I lost in the Triple Threat and wasn't pinned. So technically I need my get back, but it is what it is.
All right. Ooh.
Because my goal is when I walk away, I want to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I want to go into the UPW Hall of Fame.
This is gonna fuck you up. No. This one's gonna fuck you up.
Hopefully not.
Tell me about Sully. Yep. Yeah, I just saw your face change, man.
Well,
that was a good dude.
That was my brother from another mother, and not to get too real, but I kind of feel like I wasn't as good a friend as I should have been towards the end. Because he was going through some things at the time, and like my kids were young.
I got you.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of was like, yo, bro, till you get it right. Like, you know what I mean? I can't have you around my kids.
That's ironic.
And then I get the call that he was no longer with us, and I carry that. Like I carry it to this day, bro. Like, and I honestly believe that a lot of the mental health issues that I have today, I would not have if he was still here.
Can I tell you something? You may or may not know this. And it's funny that you said that the way you said that. You know, he used to watch my son. He used to watch my son. Like, 'cause originally I broke him in. I started bumping him and everything in the very beginning.
Bro, the first time I brought him home, my son comes to me. He's like, Dad, what is Ryan Dunn doing in our house?
What is who?
Ryan Dunn. My son legit thought Sully was Ryan Dunn from Jackass, bro. Like, I was the coolest dad ever for like 2 weeks.
Because you brought Ryan Dunn home.
Yo, he legit thought I knew Ryan Dunn, bro.
Dude, Sullivan, I remember, what I remember about him is, I remember
his magneticism. Like, he was just
really obsessed with Triple H when I first met him. And I remember that. And it was like, so while we were training together, he loved Triple H. He wanted it. He was like, remember when Triple H came out with their workout DVD or whatever?
Yep.
He was all about that shit, and he was like trying to change his diet and whatever and whatnot. And eventually we ended up falling out, or not falling out, but just falling out of touch.
Right.
And
then grow apart.
Yeah.
Like, life happens,
and then,
man,
then I heard he was with UPW, and then I heard he had passed after he had been there. But I remember going to UPW when I was coming back, and I actually worked for UPW a couple times.
Yeah, I remember.
And Sullivan was there, and I remember one thing vividly, and it involved you and Sullivan, which I never in a million fucking years would have thought of, because it was just weird to me. You two, like absolute nerdy children, were obsessing about Sons of Anarchy.
Absolutely.
And I remember that vividly.
Yes.
And I looked at you guys and I'm like, really? What is? Because I had never seen the show. And
bro, that's
I'm sorry, Sully. I still haven't really watched it. I watched a couple episodes.
My guy, that's how we got cool. Like, so we're like at training one night or whatever, and I'm like, bro, how much? Like, I'm like, yo, I gotta get home in time to get showered and roll up before Sons start. He's like, you watch Sons? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what's your address? I'm like, I tell him, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna come over.
That's awesome.
Yo, okay, so now, in my lifetime.
Wait, how did the wife feel like that? It's like, yo, this dude.
No, because by that time she would be in bed.
Oh, okay.
So, like, once Sons would come on, that's when she would go to bed. So, like, in my lifetime, I've only had 4 people ask me where I live, and then pull up. And that's Cam,
Okay.
Cam's twin Jamal,
Dude, I haven't seen him in forever.
my best friend Corey,
Okay.
and Sully. So we're sitting there, and Sully's like, yo, he's like,
You want another one?
yeah. He's like, yo, he's like, what's your address? I'm like, I tell him, he's like, yo, I'm gonna come over, we're gonna watch it tonight. I'm like, you smoke? He's like, yeah. I'm like, but he's like, but I might not smoke because I gotta drive home or whatever. I'm like, all right, bet. So and I'm like, I'll get home, I get in the shower or whatever. I'm like, I tell my I'm like, yo, dude, homie Sully might come through. Yeah, exactly. I'm telling, yo, dude, Sully might come through or whatever. She's like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed anyway. So I'm sitting there, rolling up, I knock on the door. Well, look through the curtain. It's this dude, bro. We watched that. We watched like all the way up until he passed. We watched Sons every week together. Me, him, and Corey watched Sons
That's
together.
fucking awesome.
And
That's awesome.
yeah, that's my guy, man. I love that dude. And it's not even no past tense because, like, I love him. Like, that's my brother, and the only, like, yeah, like, I can't, like, the only loss that I can equate to losing Sully was losing my actual brother. Because, like, when I found out Sully passed, I was shaving my head.
Okay.
So I'm shaving my head, and I called Rob Sweet,
Yep.
or I texted him to ask him if he had extra tickets for the upcoming show,
Okay.
and he didn't get back to me. So I'm like, okay, and I'm shaving or whatever, and he calls me. Yo, this dude never calls me, so I answer.
Rob Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I answer it, and I'm shaving, and he's like, yo, you didn't hear? Nah, what are you talking about? Sully died. Bro, I took a chunk out of the back of my head. Because as he's telling, I'm shaving, as you know what I mean? I'm shaving. And he's like, yo, Sully passed. And I'm like, what? And I, like, yo, I had I don't know if there's still a scar because I can't see the back of my head, but
Yeah.
like, if there is, it would be like right at the bottom of my joint, and then like there, like I took like at least that much skin,
Damn,
like
2 inches?
horizontally
Fuck.
off of my fucking the back of my head when I heard that, and I'm like, bro. And then I go and I tell Marty, and all I could do is just break down because I felt like such a terrible friend.
Bro.
Because like I felt like if I had to I felt like if he had been able to come to my crib, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been battling the demons that he was battling. Like we would have been watching Sons, we'd have been playing Madden. You know what I'm saying? We'd have been doing other things to keep his mind off of the things that, you know what I'm saying? And so like I still carry to this day, I still carry that weight, bro.
I get you.
And everything I do, that like anytime I have any type of success in my life, I thank him because I feel like it's because of him.
You know what's crazy about that is that when I found out he died, he was the first dude that I had started training that passed. He was the first one, and I just remember I just felt this like damn, man, like a chunk out of my heart.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then it was like, and then the guilt fell in because I'm like, fuck, I stopped talking to him too. You know, because he went over to UPW and they're the enemy and they're the bad guys and fuck those guys. He's dead. Oh shit, that doesn't really matter anymore, right? You know, that's how I felt. You know what I mean?
And then at the same time, the same way that you was feeling about how, oh, fuck them niggas. Like, when Sully passed, everybody felt the same fucking way.
Bro, I went to the funeral.
Like,
and it was the weirdest fucking thing because me, Hellcat, fucking all these people that are like my enemies.
Right.
We were all together.
I remember.
We were all crying.
Bro, I was
And
there.
And,
I was
and it
there,
hurt
bro.
so bad.
I was
and
there,
I remember
my nigga.
I saw Hellcat cry. And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm about to tear up right now. And it's like, what's fucked up about that is that this is a man that I have hated, that I have shit talked, that I emulated, that I fucking worshipped, and I watched him cry about a kid that I was helping, that I helped get broken in, and it's like I could see that he meant that much to him too, and that's what was like, oh my god, this is for real. And and it's funny because I think after that day, me and Hellcat were better because we actually spoke and we actually talked.
Because I can honestly say that aside from myself, only Hellcat and Rob Sweet can say that Sully was their best friend.
I could see that.
Like them are the only two people that could say that, like,
take it deep.
and like, it's just, you know, you grow apart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you still got love for people, you feel me? But it's sometimes you grow apart, and like, had the situation that happened didn't happen, me and Sully never would have had that instance to where I would have had to tell him, like, yo, I can't have you around my kids.
That's so sad.
You know what I mean? Because, like, there's though, like, first of all, my kitchen is my kingdom.
Really?
And
you cook? You're a cooker?
yes.
Oh, I didn't
and the
know.
only
Alright.
person aside from my wife that I've ever allowed to cook in my kitchen
Has been Sully.
is Sully.
That's huge. I get it. That's how I feel about the Den or my fucking comic book shop.
You feel me? Like, and
You read comics?
bro, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Sully. You know what's funny?
R.I.P.
Up
Munchie.
until, because I'm moving shit around, and believe it or not, I have the ribbon. You know what I'm saying?
I still got mine.
And mine was hanging on the wall, but I'm like still moving shit. I'm still literally putting stuff up in here, and that's one of the things. That one, and I don't know if you ever met Mike McGee. He was another one that passed. I was actually a pallbearer at his funeral, and it's like him,
What was his gimmick name?
Mike McGee. he was from OSBW Buffalo.
Oh yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't know him
No, that's fine.
because
that's
I
fine.
had heard of. I remember everybody was like, "Yo, you know this dude?" And I was like,
Dude was around for a minute, but you know,
"Yeah," but he was around when I wasn't.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So unless you was there in the original NMW days,
I get you.
and then like up until 2010,
Yeah.
anywhere in between like 2002 and like 2010, the only people that I'm familiar with are the Delaney's,
Yep.
Jake and Bake,
Yeah, Jake and Bake.
Jimmy Olsen,
Jimmy, I miss Jimmy.
and Brody, because Jimmy Olsen and Brody came towards the tail end
Yup.
of when I was, you know what I mean?
I got you.
And like,
Dude, I got one more question for this
yes,
section.
sir.
Do you want to talk about the megastar?
Ha!
I wasn't sure if you... I didn't know if that was going to be a fucking no-go.
One thing that I will say
Okay.
is that he knows where to find me.
Yeah.
Now, if he is listening to this,
You know he's going to.
find me, bro. Because that shit you pulled last time we saw each other, you know that shit was wrong. And you know that was some jive sucker shit, bro. If you really feel like a man, and you really feel like you that dude who you claim to be, see me, bro. Because, like I said, there's only two people in the industry that is on site with. Megastar Ricky Christ and Chris Worthless.
Ooh. I did not know that.
Them two dudes,
I had no idea.
when I see them,
Ooh.
they getting the paws put on them, fam.
Really?
Because, like, number one, Worthless, the whole reason that I ain't put my paws on him yet is because of my respect for the industry.
I had no idea.
Because he stepped out of line several times at shows, and because I fucks with Hellcat and I fucks with Caden, and they my dudes, I'm not trying to fuck up day shit.
Yeah.
I ain't put my paws on him. But Ricky Christ, now that jive ass nigga, I pardon my French, that jive ass dude, he posts a video of him sucker punching the dude. And I'm like, yo, what did I just watch?
Listen.
And so it spun off into some other. No. I need to tell you. No, I need to get this out.
Okay.
So I'm like, yo, what did I watch? So he starts going off playing this toy gangster, right? And I'm like, yo, I should have smacked you when you played gangster at the school. So he's like, yo, you talking about what you was going to do or whatever, because at the school, we was having a training session or whatever. And like Wally, I don't know if you remember him. He was part of the biker gang.
I was there the day this happened.
So him and Wally get into, like him and Wally get into it over there.
Yeah.
He talking about he gonna go pop the trunk.
I was there because me and him fuck, dude. I didn't realize how much we intersect and we don't even know.
So
I'm wrestling. All right, this fucker says to me, I want to have a match with you. I want it to be like 20 minutes long. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, at UPW
no
school.
way this nigga finna wrestle 20 minutes.
I know. That's what I was like. Are you sure?
You
You want to wrestle me for 20 minutes? And he wanted to record it. So he had his nephew or whoever the fuck he was record it.
This dude lived at Popeyes at the time. Ain't no way he's wrestling 20 minutes.
Okay. I beat the shit out of him. Okay.
Right.
After it was done, he was pissed off. He said he kept going off. And I remember Wally saying, yo, man, calm the fuck down. He's like, what the fuck you say to me? I'll go pop the trunk. Yeah. And I'm like,
right,
here we go. And Wally's like, go pop the fucking trunk.
So Cam is what saved him that night.
Yo.
Because we're in the ring. And I'm like, yo, I should go fuck this nigga up right now.
I got you.
And Cam's like, yo, chill. Nah. Chill.
Man.
So Cam goes out there. Cam's like, talking to him, whatever. He's like, yo, I'll go to the trunk, whatever. So I tell him, like, yo, you was talking all that greasy shit. I should have ran in your mouth then.
Yep.
So then he's like, oh, you talking to her? I'm like, yo, pull up, you pussy ass nigga. Like, pull up. I gave him my address, everything. So now I'm about to put this out there in the ether so everybody can hear it, so that everybody could know why when I see him, it's on site.
Hold on a second. What situation had you speaking about that?
He went to it was a Buffalo show, maybe.
Was it Nickel City? Was it NCW?
I can't remember, but
who was involved?
Ish Jones.
Let's pause.
And Rob Sweet.
Let's pause. Okay, I'm gonna give you the rest of the content for this shit so you understand exactly what the fuck happened. And this is a fucking shoot. Here we go. I was working that show. Again, we are somehow connected. Right. I was working that show.
So you was in the locker room when all this shit went down.
He came up to me.
Yes, he did. Yes,
he came up to me.
Because he was trying to pop off with you, and you wasn't having it.
Check it out. Check it out.
Yes.
Let me give you everybody, because he tried to like peddle that fucking video everywhere.
He came in there trying to look for a fight.
Yes.
He came at you first,
but now this
and
is
you
the
wasn't
funny
entertaining that shit.
This is the funny shit. So everybody understands, okay? Because I know people are going to try to find this video now and find out what the fuck we're talking about. At this point in my life, was so high. I'm not going to say high. I was medicated.
Right.
Off of. I was fucking not trying to do anything.
Right.
Okay? I was fucking whatever. All right? This motherfucker comes in and he's like, yo, man, what about all that shit you were talking about? And I'm like, from what, 10, 15 years ago? What the fuck? And I literally walk away. I'm like, nah, bro, not into it. Not doing it.
Yep.
You know, because my mindset is, I don't need anything negative.
Because so now from that video, the way I saw it was at that point, Ish decides to be the mature adult.
Yeah, he was trying to like,
he's like,
calm the shit down.
He don't want no like he ain't thinking about you.
No.
Leave it alone.
Exactly.
So Ish is talking to him or whatever. He sucker punches Ish.
Yup.
Ish go like Ish blows out his knee.
Dude, he twists. Okay, so this is what happened because I was there. He slaps Ish, out of nowhere. Ish turns around to fucking hit him. Mm-hmm. When he turned so fast. Blew out his knee. He fell.
Yes.
And when he did that, Rob Sweet out of nowhere
punches him. Boom.
Fuck a sucker punch. He's knocked that. He fucking wrecked that dude.
And Rob Sweet tussling.
No, dude, he hit him. Rob Sweet fucking hits him, right?
So
hit him hard. And then this dude's like, he acts like he wants to fight.
Right.
And I'll give respect to Shadowcat out of nowhere appears like a goddamn.
Right, exactly.
And he fucking, Shadowcat appears and fucking chokes the dude
Yeah,
out.
just chokes him out.
And you know what he says? To fucking get Shadowcat to stop? I can't breathe.
Right. So,
Motherfucker, are you
right?
serious?
So, I'm watching this shit, right? And I'm like, yo. So, I saw him press you.
Yeah.
He was like, I ain't got time for this. He sucker punches Ish.
Yup.
Him and Rob just fucking hugging each other, like rolling around and shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck did I just watch?
And his boy was filming the entire thing.
So, boom. So now he
What
starts
the fuck?
talking real greasy or whatever,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, yo, pull up, you pussy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I put videos up. I'm telling him where I live.
I can't believe you did that shit.
So,
Fuck that
listen.
shit.
So why this fucking Fagala? He waits until
Oh my God.
dusk, till it's dark.
Yeah, of course.
But little does he know, my neighbors got ring cams. So he pulls up, right? So when I see him pull up, I get hyped. I'm like, yo, this nigga really came. I get to beat somebody up. Like, yo, I'm so hyped. He pulls
Oh my
up.
God.
And I don't know what it was, because I didn't see no flash. But I hear 4 pops.
Okay.
And, like, when I hear the 4 pops, my sister, she's like, yo. Okay, context. My sister and my nephew are on the porch. Like, my sister and my nephew are on the porch.
Yep.
So, I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm talking to her. I'm not thinking he's going to pull up. So, they like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he pulls up. I'm like, yo, he's really here. So, he pulls up and he sits in front of the house. And I don't know, like, I didn't see no flash, but I heard 4 pops. So, when I hear that first pop, my first instinct is to rush this nigga. My sister's like, no, Junior, come in the house, come in the house. And he peels off.
Okay.
So my adrenaline is gone.
Oh, no, I get it.
So I text the nigga immediately, like, yo, you a bitch. Like, you a fucking, like, you so jive, nigga, you ain't even get out of the car or nothing. And I'm like, you saw my nephew. This motherfucker says,
I remember this.
you should have taught him duck.
Oh, I don't remember him saying that.
So now I tell him, my nigga, when I see you, I'm gonna fucking kill you, bro. It's on sight. So now, when I see Ricky Christ, he better hope my granddaughter is with me, because my kids are grown. Like, my kids are grown. My kids are 26 and 18. So if I'm with my kids, I'm gonna just tell them, yo, go over here. But the only thing that's gonna save him is if I'm with my granddaughter. Because when I see him, I promise you, I'm taking something from him. Like, and I'm not gonna use no weapons or nothing. I'm gonna just use my hands. And I'm taking his elbow, his knee, something. And I hope he got his shit on him, because after I beat his ass, right, I'm gonna shoot it. And then I'm gonna put that shit on his eyeball, so it scars him. So every time he look in the mirror, he remember me, bro.
I just remember that when it happened, I remember talking to you. Because I think you messaged me, actually.
Yeah, 'cause-
you messaged me after, and you were like, this motherfucker said those bullets ain't had no names on it, or some shit like
Yeah.
that. And I'm like,
Bro, I got
What?
a scar. Because whatever the fuck he shot hit me. I got a scar on my fucking Achilles.
fuck that.
So every time I go to lotion my legs, I'm reminded of this nigga. So when I see him, I promise you.
Oh, and just for general knowledge, guys, I stopped taking my last year in April. Oh, I'm back to the old Tyger Smith, just in case. Anyway.
And like, I'm not trying to say I'm a world beater by any means,
You said a world beater?
but I know that my hands work.
All right.
You feel me?
I got you.
Like, this Victor Lore shit, that's a gimmick, bro.
I understand. But it's based on something real?
Exactly. Now, that's why my strikes are the way that they are.
Because it's real.
Because somebody told me, yo, why don't you do it like you about to really be in...
Yup.
Bro, I can't pull back my real punches.
I get you. I understand.
Like, if I square up with you, there's no pulling that back.
Brother, I you know what? My punches are good, but my kicks are way better. My kicks are nasty.
Yo, I'm not... Listen. especially a dude like Ricky Christ, I done figured out 15 different ways to hit this dude one time and end him.
Did he look like he was sick in that video? Like he lost like 100 pounds or something?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's like, oh, I'm on a diet. I don't do none of that. No, you're getting high in your own supply is what's happening.
Ooh. Either that or it's, it's
head, bro. Like, my man is on getting high off his own supply. That's what that is.
Oof. All right, you know what? Let's take a let's take a break, man. This is woo.
Yeah.
Woo. All right, mark out for these words. Oh man.
This is Lumberjack Brian. I just want to let you guys know you should really hit up Facebook.com/UWC for life. It is too.
Can't say that.
Can't say it?
Can't say that. That's registered trademark.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Totally. There's a lawsuit about it right now.
From who?
From the guys that own it. The big guys. Yeah.
They seriously trademarked that?
Yeah, they did.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Hey, you could just give the address. Just give the address again.
Just give the address.
Yeah, just go.
Facebook.com/UWC for life.
What's going on, everybody? We are going into the shooting range now. This is one word. First thing that comes to your mind. Let's see what happens. All right. Victor Lord, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Stone Cold.
Gangsta.
PJ Hansen.
Never heard of him.
He went to NMW with us.
Never heard of him.
Stop it. You're fucked up. Triple H.
Cerebral assassin.
Okay. Cameron.
My rock.
NWA Upstate.
My home.
Mind you, I wrote all of these down before we had this conversation. So. Rob Sweet.
My guy.
ESW.
Cool dudes.
Okay. Buffalo Bills.
Overrated.
Vince McMahon.
Scumbag.
Ooh. Okay. Dusty Taker.
My guy.
Chris Caden.
My dude. Listen.
Hold on.
Listen.
I gotta pause this then.
Okay.
That's how it works. That works. I gotta stop.
All right.
All right.
So, Caden.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck about what nobody say about Caden.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had no type of problems with Caden.
I've always had a weird feeling about it.
And
that's me.
That's you.
Yeah.
However,
absolutely.
Caden has always been completely transparent with me.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
I know where I stand with Caden.
All right.
And that's why I rock with him.
Maybe I
Like,
should bring him on here. Maybe
He
I'll
don't.
give
He's
my
like.
opinion.
There's nothing fake about Caden, and that's my dude.
Okay. All right.
And
All right.
yeah,
All right. Let's start this back up. All right. Bob Holly.
Bob Holly. Bob Holly is the reason that people started complaining about WWE trainers.
Ooh. Buddy Delmar.
My guy, I fucks with him.
BCW.
BCW.
Buffalo Championship Wrestling.
No opinion. I've never seen. I've never.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. Shadowcat.
Cool dude. I fuck like. I
gotta pause it again.
No.
damn it.
Okay. So my first interaction with Shadowcat
Okay.
was through Cryptic.
Holy shit, that's a long time ago.
After he took Cryptic Girl, but Cryptic was my dude at the time. So I was like, oh, fuck Shadowcat, da 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 da. But then I actually met Shadowcat, and I was like,
Ooh.
I could see why this chick picked him over you. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You know what's funny? Fuck, now you're gonna make me tell a quick story. All right, listen. The girl in question, Mirage, I said it,
yo,
asked me. Listen,
I love Mirage.
She asked me to come to the house because she was living with Cryptic.
Yeah.
Because she knew, because I trained both of them.
Yeah.
She knew that, everything would be cool if I'm there. Okay?
Cryptic's a bitch ass.
Cryptic is different. He's, I went through a lot with that kid.
Cryptic ain't gonna be tough with nobody he knows is tougher than him.
I get that. So, I'm sitting there, and it's like, when I find out this whole thing, I'm like, so wait a minute, you're moving out? Okay, you're moving out with Shadow Cat. Oh, fuck me. Because I'm thinking about it. I'm like,
because because you got a vested interest in
both of them.
Yeah,
at
so
the time, so I'm like,
you're in a fucking sticky situation right here.
Yeah, man. So I want it to be cool and whatever, and it was awkward, because her shit wasn't really packed up the way it should have been. So it was it was a long.
Yeah.
Like, I'm standing there like. And Cryptic was pissed, rightfully so. Rightfully
Absolutely.
so. You lose your girl to another guy, whatever the situation. It's a fucked up
situation. It was appropriate that she brought you instead of anyone else because of...
Yeah,
and that's why I don't hold Mirage responsible for none of that.
I hold her responsible for one thing. And I'm going to put this out there, and I've never put this out there, and I don't give a fuck. Because she won't accept my friend request, even though I've never done anything to her.
Bro, I don't even know how to friend request her. Dude, she was always cool with me. She was always like, I always
found her cool, but for some reason she won't accept my friend request. So I'm gonna put this out there, and I don't give a fuck. So all right, they're taking the stuff out. I'm helping, Carrie's shit out to the, whatever. And mind you, I just said she wasn't ready.
Right.
So I'm grabbing clothes and shit. And I come across her bra. Yeah, I said it. Her bra. And that shit. And I used to work for Victoria's Secret once upon a time.
I get it.
Okay. It was a double D from Victoria's Secret. And everybody's like, oh, okay, cool. A double D from Victoria's Secret has about 3.5 inch padding.
Yeah.
And I looked at her. I picked up her bra. I looked at her. And I said, lies. And she's like, and then she got all embarrassed, and I'm like, "That's right. I used to work there. I know exactly." Lies. Your titties aren't that big, anyway.
Well,
so moving on.
So
all right, let's go to the next one. I don't want to spend any more time.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off the jump.
Chip Stetson. Okay.
Uncle Chip. Nobody can. I swear to God, if anybody got something disrespectful to say about Chip Stetson, you hit me up.
Fuck.
On my mama.
Now I gotta pause again. You're gonna make me pause.
Listen. Chip Stetson.
All right.
I will. Chip Stetson and Hellcat. I will fucking kill you over it.
Oof.
On my mama.
Oof.
You cannot disrespect them two dudes. In my presence.
Listen, half of that I agree. Chip
That's
Stetson,
you.
I know.
But Chip and Hellcat,
okay.
I will lay my life on the line for them, yo.
Can I tell you a story? Real quick one. So this is the longest fucking podcast. My line is getting long.
Bro, listen,
right,
I'm trying to give you content, my dude.
I know. So Chip Stetson, I absolutely fucking love. Chip Stetson is
Uncle Chip. Shane gonna be a star. Shane Stetson coming soon to an arena near you, bro.
The Tyger Smith logo that's on everything, right?
He gave you the idea.
No, I drew it in his living room while I was doing FSPW, his fed out in Schenectady.
Yeah.
I drew it in his living room when he made me pancakes. That's where the Tyger Smith logo came from. So, and I credit that, and I don't know if he ever knew that. And everybody loves my shirt, and they love the design. They're like, oh man, it looks like Thundercat, blah, blah. But it's not. And people, I've sold, I don't even know how many shirts. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's not me over embellishing. I've sold probably 100 shirts or something throughout my career.
I gotta get me a shirt, bro.
Huh?
I gotta get me a shirt. Because everybody keep asking, hey, yo, when Vic gonna get some?
Oh, you're talking about for you?
Yeah, because everybody's like, yo, everybody Vic gonna get merch.
I can help you with that.
And
I can help you with that. Not even a lie. I can help you with that.
All right.
But yeah, no, that's where the fucking Tyger Smith logo that's on everything, that's became the UWC official logo. It was drawn in Chip Stetson's living room. Yeah.
Uncle Chip,
yeah, I owe him, and he doesn't even understand that.
Bro,
he'll never know.
I remember Shane.
Dude, I remember him as a child, a
baby Falco.
Yeah. Oh my God, baby.
And Kenzie, Caitlin.
Kalen.
Brett's. No. What the hell? The ref, Shannon's husband.
Okay.
He's Mike's BFF.
Okay.
What the hell's his name?
Are you talking about
Darren.
I was
Darren.
thinking
Darren.
Yes.
Darren.
Ref.
Yeah,
Dick
Darren.
Head.
My
Dick
bad.
Head or something like that.
Yeah, no, Darren.
Is that his gimmick though? Is Dick
Yeah,
Head?
yeah. His Darren.
Dick.
Darren's niece, Caitlin.
Okay.
I remember when her and her sister and baby Falco and Shane was school age kids, like elementary school, and now they all adults.
Yeah.
And I promise you, right? You know how Brody was?
Yes.
Shane is gonna be that.
Okay.
Shane Stetson will be before freaking Brody Jr.
Okay.
Before him,
It's gonna be Shane.
it's
Stetson.
gonna be Shane.
You know what's funny is that when you left, Kayfabe Dojo appeared, right? Kayfabe Dojo was out of a garage on Dewey Avenue.
That's where Cam was trying to get me to come.
That's funny because Cam was there.
Like right before RCW.
Yep. No, it was after RCW. Because Cam was there. Fucking, they stole Kid Justice, Charisma, all those guys. Frank Burlington, all that. And I took my son there, and my son was like a year old. And Canadian Thriller's son, he used to bring his son there. Ironically, now my son works for Ground Zero, and Canadian Thriller's son works for Ground Zero.
That's nuts.
And they were both at Kayfabe Dojo when they were like first born.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
All right, let's start this time up again. All right. Fuck.
But yeah, we were associated.
The Latin Soldier.
Latin Soldier, White Shows, my dude.
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode, Ravishing 2.0.
Barry Hardy. Fuck him.
Barry Hardy, my original inspiration.
Really? Okay. All right. Risk.
Keeping it kayfabe,
Yeah,
my
go ahead.
enemy. But if
Oh.
we keeping it real,
Your enemy.
my guy.
Oh, really?
I love
Okay.
that dude,
All right.
bro.
Ooh. All right. I've never met him, so.
I love him.
Piccolo.
The black Dragon Ball Z character.
Stop it!
aside from fucking Saiyans,
Stop it.
bro.
All right. Now
Listen.
I'm going to pause it. Now
All
I'm going
right,
to pause
okay,
it.
okay.
All right.
So,
you know what? All right. Check it out. And the reason why I put
Saiyans are blacks,
Nah, they ain't.
but Saiyans are light skins.
Nah.
Piccolo's a dark skin. Piccolo is the dark skinned nigga from your hood.
Listen. I'm going to tell you about Piccolo. And Piccolo is my favorite Dragon Ball Z character of all fucking time. You know
and
why?
Vegeta is mine.
You know why? And I'm going to tell you why. Because of the fact, right, that motherfucker, and if you, and this is us nerding out, but if you ever watch Dragon Ball Z or any of the fucking iterations, right, they're always like, oh, this guy's so powerful, this guy's this, this guy's that, right?
Piccolo be giving these niggas work base form.
Hold on, though. Like the one that everyone remembers, Frieza, okay? Frieza was the big bad, all right? The fucking racist motherfucker.
He worked so though.
But listen, Frieza's there. Frieza's fucking powerful. Frieza, is giving fucking Goku, all these motherfuckers some shit.
Yeah.
All right. Frieza is a fucking badass, weird, whatever, racist motherfucker. And I keep saying racist because he would always be like, fucking Namex, fucking monkeys. And, he's a fucking racist. All right.
Yeah. Frieza was Karen, the original Karen.
Yeah. Okay. My point is this. Frieza's there, and Frieza's so powerful, right? Mm-hmm. Sound like you need a fucking refill.
I do.
All right. Frieza's so powerful. Piccolo would just show up, and he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Namek? Every fucking time. It doesn't matter how powerful any of the characters were, because they always build these characters up to be so fucking powerful.
But they knew the Namekians was about that action.
Fuck Namekians.
Namekians is Africans,
No,
bro.
man, listen.
Namekians is Africans, bro.
I don't know if I agree with that. But this is the thing I'll say is that fuck Namekians, it was Piccolo, and Piccolo would show up like motherfucking Batman out of nowhere, and everybody's like, "How the fuck did
Ready
you get
for the
here?"
smoke.
But I'm
Right?
saying they would always be like, "How How come I didn't see your power
Ready
level?
for the smoke.
What the fuck? You know,
he's
like,
the
and they would freak
yes,
the fuck
absolutely.
out every time.
And then he throw off his fucking training
Oh
gear.
my god! When he
That
take
weighs
off the
like
turban,
1,000 pounds.
the fucking turban, the
Yes,
fucking
absolutely.
the fucking cape,
Bro.
it was on.
Yo, I promise you,
Oh my
Piccolo is
God.
Nigerian, bro. Piccolo is Nigerian, my nigga. Oh my mama. Piccolo is Nigerian and Saiyans is South African, bro.
Oh my god!
Oh my mama.
Let's get to the next. Holy shit! Anyway, all right. Rick James.
Rick James. Okay. Now, do you got a couple of minutes? Because
Oh my god! Come on, listen to me.
now, okay, Rick James and Prince are my two favorite vocalists of all time.
Prince was
followed by The Weeknd.
actually both of them are like fucking
Because I feel like The Weeknd is a combination of Prince and Rick James.
Did you ever see that show he was on with on HBO Max?
Yes.
Dude, that show like
Nigga,
fucked me
I've
up.
watched anything that involves The Weeknd. I'm on it. I'm on it.
That show, like, dude, I'm like, yo, he's like black fucking Charles Manson. What the fuck is going
Bro,
on? I wasn't into it.
He's like, if Prince was a female and Rick James was a dude,
He would
and
be
they
their
had a
kid.
baby,
Yeah, all right, I see where you're going with that.
it will be The Weeknd, bro.
That's all right. All right, fuck. Matic.
I don't have an opinion of Matic, to
Okay.
be honest with you.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. Mark House.
Mark House.
Why are you making noises?
No, Mark House. I'm cool with Mark House. I just wish that like I had came up with the Who's House before he did.
He was one of my kids before he went over there. You know that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then he had the Who's House, and because I wanted to use Run's House as my song, but
Okay.
since he did the Who's House,
Yeah, I get it.
couldn't.
I get it.
So, but Mark House, I have no ill will with Mark House.
I love Mark House.
Yeah, that's my guy. I fucks with him.
I just didn't like Mark Krieger.
Ha!
Jay Flyer.
Cool dude.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Hellcat.
Boss.
Goku.
Not better than Vegeta.
Shane Douglas.
Oh, the first superstar, legit superstar, not Barry Hardy, to strike me.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. Shane Douglas is the one. All right.
I love Shane Douglas, bro.
Let me tell you. Me and Mr. Perez went to an ECW show up at the Riverside Convention Center. That was the day I wanted to become a pro wrestler, like legit, like because we used to watch ECW, and Barry Hardy was on the show. That's how I got into the Barry Hardy school, was because I saw him and I'm like, oh man, I want to train, and you know he would tell me. And this is back in 1998. Okay, Shane Douglas was my inspiration for all of the crazy shit I would do because he was like Ric Flair but more badass.
So now, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do you think if Shane Douglas was 10 years younger or 10 years older, okay, let me rephrase it.
I like
I
this
can
question
guarantee you,
Okay.
if Shane Douglas was born 10 years earlier or 10 years later, Shane Douglas would be a goddamn superstar. He'd be a household name.
See, yes, I agree. I agree.
He was in an era that he was in a transition era.
See, I don't agree with that because it's like Shane Douglas knew.
If Shane Douglas was the franchise in the 80s,
Okay.
or the franchise in the late 90s, early aughts, he would be a global fucking phenomenon. He'd be MGF.
The problem is, and I don't disagree with you. The problem is this, and that's funny because I've never correlated Shane Douglas with MJF. MJF is like a great value version of Shane Douglas.
Exactly.
Shane Douglas, in my opinion, was
a great worker lost in the sauce.
I don't know if he was lost in. I feel like he created his own fucking
If
niche.
Paul Heyman wasn't a fucking cokehead, Shane Douglas would have been.
God, I love you, Paul Heyman. Don't
like,
that against me.
no. If Paul, okay, let me rephrase that.
All right.
If when ECW was popping,
Okay.
if Paul Heyman wasn't in his own way,
Okay.
Shane Douglas would be a global superstar, bro.
I think they booked him very well.
They booked him phenomenal.
Yeah.
Nobody booked him better. ECW booked Raven and
Yes.
Shane Douglas the
Amazingly.
way they were supposed to be booked.
Honestly, Raven was the reason why I wanted to be a wrestler, and then I saw Shane Douglas, and I'm like, that's what I want to do.
Exactly.
You know?
That's the way they were. Like, Paul Heyman booked them the
He's a
way
fucking
that they were
genius.
supposed to.
Paul Heyman's a genius.
But cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Oh, fucking A. I am not supporting that or endorsing that.
No,
I
I'm
do
just
not
saying
know.
that, like, that's what caused.
Remember the
his-
fucking disclaimer at the very beginning of this shit.
No,
Anyway.
I legit, like, no. Paul Heyman is a genius.
He's a
and I'm
fucking
glad
genius.
he landed on his feet. No, like, listen, Paul Heyman is in my top 3 managers of all time.
Fuck that. He's the top promoter that I can ever remember.
Like, yo, promoter?
I feel like he killed
like
fucking,
top 3 manager and promoter. He's top 3 manager.
Dude, he's like
and
number
promoter.
1.
No.
Who's better? Who's better? Give me somebody. Who?
Eric Bischoff during the
Fuck
NWO.
that Eric
Bro,
Bischoff.
83 weeks in a row? Bro, you cannot deny when NWO was popping.
God. Listen, all right. Okay, hold on.
Would you have rather watched NWO, WCW, or ECW?
Hold on. While that was going on, Eric Bischoff was fucking stealing talent from fucking.
He was.
Paul Heyman.
Absolutely. But Paul Heyman, the
If he
only
didn't
reason
steal the talent-
only reason
my
that
God.
they were able to
That hurts.
poach talent was because Paul Heyman wasn't doing what he was supposed to do.
That is. Fuck.
You know what I mean?
Fuck.
So the top 3 bookers to me all time are, not in any particular order, would be Paul, Triple H,
Okay.
and Eric Bischoff.
I can't argue it. I can't argue that. I can't argue it.
Like,
Oh shit, we're getting away from the list. All right. Next person. Evan McLeod.
cool dude. I'll say a cool dude because
He's excitable.
my personal opinions of him would blast out his personal life, so I won't
right,
do
let's
that.
move on.
I won't do that.
H.C. Loke.
Good guy, and I wish he had trained us before Matrix.
Listen, I consider him my trainer because
If he had been the trainer when Matrix fucked my ankle up, I would have never left.
brother,
I would have never left.
he came in after Matrix was outed, right? As soon as he came in, a week, I would say like 2 weeks maybe. He looks at the guy who was running NEW or NMW, excuse me, and he says, "How come he doesn't have a license?" And the dude was like, him? Yeah. He's like, he needs his paperwork. I literally got my paperwork because of Loke, and I've always respected him because of that. Mm-hmm. I get my paperwork. I go and have the what do you call it? The what the fuck is that called? The physical and everything.
Yep.
And you know what they say when I have everything put together? We no longer need licenses. And I'm like,
course.
are you fucking serious?
Of
But
course.
the fact that Loke put himself out there
On the line for you.
because he was like, he's the first one in the ring. He's the last one to leave the ring. He
Yep.
always wants to learn shit. Dude, I've always had an undying love for Loke, and nobody can say a word about Loke. Just the way you
Absolutely.
feel about Hellcat.
Yeah.
You know?
and I respect that. I respect that
you don't-
100%.
And it's funny because I didn't realize how powerful that was because it literally went to different locker rooms. Like, if Tiger's here, don't say a word about Loke. And I
Right.
didn't know that was a thing until I heard someone say, yeah, Loke's cool. And I'm like, wait, why'd you say it like that? And they were like, and then it came out, and I'm like, are you for real? Like, I didn't know that was a fucking thing. But yeah, no, I put it out there. I was like, you say any kind of ill will about Loke, I'm probably going to punch you in your face. So anybody who put that much faith, and I know you feel the same way about Hellcat, if anybody says any ill will.
Absolutely. I will run in your mouth.
Exactly. Fuck you. And it is funny because
on my mama, I will punch you in your shit.
Locust said to me that he loves me because of the fact that I'm probably the only person, and that kills me, is because he's had a lot of students.
Right.
But I'm the only one that's like undialing, you don't ever say anything. Because, you know, when you're training, I don't know if you've ever trained anybody.
I have a couple of dudes.
Okay, so sometimes they're loyal to you, sometimes they go off on their own thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You all right? You all right?
Yeah. I broke the seal. I screwed up.
Oh, you got to pee? Yeah. Okay. Well, you know.
I messed up.
All right. Next one.
Okay.
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Hot sauce. I think of hot sauce and I think of And1, bro.
Okay. All right. Frank Burlington.
Fantasy football.
Really?
Yeah, him and I have been in a fantasy football league with the Falcons for several years.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
And we've gotten to know. So I really like Frank Burlington.
He was one of my original kids too.
Yeah, I like him. That's my guy.
Funny story about him is like throughout the years, like we had a love-hate relationship because I don't know. I don't even understand why. Because I love the kid. I love the kid like hardcore. So
right,
good guy. All right, steak. Yeah.
Not bloody, no pink. Or,
Really?
Well, pink but no blood.
I like blood.
No
It's
blood.
juicy.
I need my juices to be brown. I need no pink.
I need to know that it was in pain when it died.
No, I can't. You're not finna feed me no raw meat, bro.
I like raw meat. I
can't. No.
Middleman.
Milliman?
Yeah.
I love Milliman.
He's a good
he's
dude.
hilarious. That's
a good
my
dude.
guy.
Him and his wife or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I love his.
Dude, she's
no
cool.
disrespect. I'm not saying that I love his wife in an inappropriate way.
No, absolutely.
But I
not.
love
Absolutely.
his wife is the coolest.
She's good people.
She's amazing.
Like both of them.
Yeah.
When I was running shows, I had
He's the
Middleman.
legit G-string Jesus. That's my guy. I fucks with him. That's my dude.
Listen, when I was running my own shows back in 2019, I had him on them because I was like, I liked him.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. He's always been respectful. He's to everybody.
Yep.
Very
humble individual.
Yes, and I cannot think of one person he ever disrespect. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Good dude.
Nobody's ever said anything bad about him except for one person.
Who?
His former partner.
Really? I didn't. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll leave that alone. I didn't know that. Cyclone Jones.
My guy. I like Ish. That's my guy.
I love that dude.
That's my guy.
And the last one on my list is Maximo Suave.
Maximo. No.
Ooh.
Maximo. Yeah. I love him.
He's a handful.
He's
a handful.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I've known that kid for so many years.
You never know what you're going to get with him.
No, I do know what I'm going to get with him. It's a fucking hyperactive Puerto Rican.
It's a fucking. It's a toss up. Am I going to get Am I gonna get cool, we're chilling Maximo?
Nah.
Or am I gonna get fucking wild card, Mr. Steal Your Girl Maximo? I don't need that kind of no.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Is
he back in Rochester?
Not living, but he pops up occasionally.
Was he living in
I believe he just married Shorty from OVW.
What?
Yeah, the shorty he was dating from OVW.
I didn't know he was dating anybody in OVW.
Yeah, he was dating well, at one point I believe she might have been a booker or something. They got married.
What?
Yeah.
And so he lives in what?
Wherever wherever OVW based out of.
I think it's Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I need to get him on the show.
He's been hip hop because he comes see his son or whatever. But and then he when he's here, he comes and he works for UPW or whatnot.
Yeah, no, I know that. I didn't know he was.
Yeah, he.
Wow, because I had
got
him
married. He just got married.
Good for you.
Congratulations to him.
Congratulations. Fuck yeah, dude. What? Wow.
Yeah.
I did. It's like, this has been a very interesting podcast.
Bro.
All right. Check it out. We got to take a quick break. Mark out for these words. Jesus.
Hello, this is Tyger Smith. I'd like to thank all of you for listening to all of the UWC podcasts. If it's Shooting Friends, Social Anarchist, or any other possible projects we have coming
this
down
has
the
been a
pike.
very
And
good
most of all,
podcast.
we'd like to thank everybody for their support. Outside of listening to the podcast, we also have a tab with our links that will take you to all of our different social medias and our shop. If you help us out by purchasing an item off the shop, it helps out the podcast exponentially. We love making content for you. So please visit the shop. See if there's something that speaks to you. It might be something to wear. It might be something to drink out of. But either way, you're helping out the UWC network. Thank you.
I gotta remember to fucking turn off my mic because that was like yours was off, but mine was anyway.
That's how it be in the streets.
It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. This is going to be, this sucks. Literally, this podcast is not going to be available to people until the day after you're going to wrestle Risk for the No Limits title.
Hopefully, I get my chip back, bro.
I hope you win.
I need it.
I mean, I don't know Risk. I've never met him. I know nothing about the guy.
Oh, he's a hard-nosed competitor, man.
Is
he brings his A game. Like, I can honestly say he's one of the few opponents I enjoy tangling with.
Is he from Rochester?
I want to say from Virginia, in the Virginia area.
Really? So he travels all the way up here?
Yeah. He's about that action. Like, and I respect his work ethic. Like,
I'm just surprised that, you, well, not you, but fucking UPW, like, he's got a belt and everything.
Well, him and Caden.
Okay.
Are like, him and Caden have worked the New York scene and the Virginia, like they've worked the East Coast scene together.
So he's known.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
all right. Let me let me make sure I say this correctly. Because of the fact that you've had the belt before. I mean, you've had this belt, one time before?
Yes.
How long was your reign?
I want to say about 6 months.
Depending on how many matches, that's respectable. Because I and the reason why I asked this, because I thought about it, because of the fact that you took your time away, I feel like that took away from the ability that you had to do stuff.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's like, because you left, and like Cameron and myself and JC and all the guys that were NMW.
Yeah, and everybody blossomed. Like everybody became their own
we
character.
Became things.
Like,
I'm not gonna say blossomed. I mean, yes, some of us had good success.
Well, okay, so, but what I will say is, Gabe Saint became a brand. Tyger Smith became a brand.
Yes.
JC Money became a brand.
For a little while.
Victor Lord has yet to become a brand.
I see.
And had I not walked away, I would be a brand like yo.
What do you think is stopping you from becoming a brand?
Life. My family, my job, like, I can't focus. Like, if I were able to put 80% of my life into wrestling and then 20 into my regular life,
okay,
I would be able to, you know what I'm saying? But because I've been like grinding to where like everybody else had that time to where they could focus on wrestling and didn't have a family and like build, you know what I'm saying, and all that kind of stuff.
I got it. Real life.
You know what I mean? And like
as we say here on the podcast, the shoot jobs and, you know.
But like to where you guys are actually going out and like working different territories to pay your bills. I would have welcomed that lifestyle. I would have been down to go and get my name out there. You feel me?
No,
but
I got you.
It's just by the time I came back, I had already had a family. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless I'm trying to uproot, like, unless I'm trying to have my wife, my son, my daughter travel out of state to attend a show, you know what I'm saying? I can't really go and travel like that.
I'm going to be honest with you.
But now my kids are grown, but I only got like a couple of years left in the tank. I ain't even going to hold you, bro. Like,
I'm going to be real with you. Okay. You are, I can't speak for, you know, for Cameron, but I know that they had a couple different relationships that fluctuated because of wrestling. Mm-hmm. Okay. JC was divorced, you know, in you know, while he was in and out of wrestling. Yeah. I got divorced. I was married 20 years. Got divorced in the middle of wrestling. It's like, so almost you're smarter than us because of the fact that you took the time to take care of your family. And not saying that we didn't take care of our families.
No, I get it. No, I understand what you're saying completely.
The fact that you had the foresight to say, I have a family. I need to take care of my family. You know, because I'll tell you, man, I worked my shoot job.
Right.
And then I would wrestle on the weekends. And depending on when and where I was wrestling, I would wrestle anywhere from one match to almost like 3 or 4 in a weekend. Right. And it's like, dude, it was a lot. You know, it was a lot. And did it affect my home life? Absolutely. So you sat back and said, I'm going to take care of my family. I got my things. And, you know, and I respect you for that. I don't hold that against you, you know, and so don't ever sit back and go, oh man, Victor Lord should be a brand. You guys were a brand. It's like you were smart enough to sit back and say, and this is not taking away from wrestling at all.
Yeah.
You took care of your real life.
Yeah. And
a lot of people don't think about that. And it's like,
my family is what actually pushed me into coming back.
Really?
Because I would sit there and I would watch wrestling and I would watch the pay-per-views and I would tell them like, yo, I used to do this.
And they're like, why don't you still do it?
And I want and they're like, yo, I wish I could get back into it. Da, 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 da. And that's when I got that call from Tall Chris was like, yo, if I find a school, and I'm like, yo, if you find a school, my dude, I'll go and train with you, bro.
Pause that. Marty?
Yeah.
Thank you for having the foresight to support your man.
Absolutely.
Seriously. Because you know what?
That's my biggest cheerleader, bro.
Yo, my ex-wife didn't give a fuck. She was like, dude, the things that she did on me and she was always shooting me down. But that bitch was real quick to you know, if she was working a manager gimmick, because, you know, she worked the manager gimmick. Yeah. She'd get out there because she get to meet people and get to travel.
Yeah. And
she was cool for that.
Yeah, she get to be in the spotlight.
Exactly. But when I was out there working and grinding and fucking working in Canada or working in PA or working wherever I was working.
And then she want to throw shade.
Yeah, because she wasn't with me and she wasn't getting anything out of it. So it was like, fuck this guy. Why are you doing this? Why are you leaving? Why are you?
Yeah.
So you know what? Thank you, Marty, for sticking behind him. Because you know what?
Absolutely.
Not everybody who does that. And that's a serious thing, man.
That's a fact, Jack.
You know, and you might sit back and go, I guess. No, seriously. Anybody, man or woman, if your partner fucking supports you, right? If your partner supports you, it's the biggest deal.
That's the only thing you need is your partner's support.
Seriously.
Like, if your partner got your back, you could feel like you could do anything.
fucking
Like, you feel like you could. Why you think there's so many dudes out here trying to play semi-pro football and all that, like playing in sports garden league tournaments?
Absolutely.
Because they got a shorty behind them supporting their dream. Like, yeah, you not finna make the league, boo boo, but if that's what you want to do, because Marty knew. I'm not about to be on TV. I'm not going to TNA or AEW or WWE.
No, don't shoot
but she
yourself
knew that I was gonna be like, I wanted to pursue my dream, and that was my dream. So it was her dream, and that's why she supported me.
That's fucking awesome.
And that's why we got so many niggas out here, like 40 years old, wearing shoulder pads and shit. Because, my nigga, you not finna make it to the NFL, but you still living that dream.
No, absolutely. You know what?
And that's because they got a shorty behind them.
All love.
You feel me?
Absolutely. And that's cool shit. All right, so check it out. Fuck, we are at the 2-hour mark. You are the literally, officially, out of the entire UWC network podcasts ever, you are the longest podcast.
Listen, if you want content, my boy, holla at me, because I ain't even broke the surface yet on the type of. Bro, we could sit here, we could talk about comic books, we could talk about cartoons, we could talk about movies, we could talk about TV shows, we could talk about wrestling, we could talk, like, give me a mic. I got it for you, my G. I got it for you, bro.
Yo, can I be honest about something? I'm gonna tell you right now. Not enough people are loudly. I'm gonna mark for Victor Lord, and I hope he goes far. And I hope this podcast helps him, because we are on everywhere you listen to podcasts in the world.
Yeah, listen,
Spotify,
Linda.
God, what
Tune into your favorite podcast channel, Linda. Linda, listen, Linda.
God, fuck, we are literally on. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now. We are on so many different podcast channels. We're literally on so many, and I know you didn't know this because you were kind of like talking to me like.
Well, yeah, no, I just because my wife and my son wanted to hear it. You feel me? So
I don't know, what do they listen to? Because we're on iTunes, we're on Amazon, we're on fucking literally every major podcast.
Well, I know I believe they both got iHeart. Because that's what I use. I use iHeart for most of my stuff.
Well, we are on there. We are on there. We're on everything. So everyone's finally going to listen to Victor Lord.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I'm a part of that. Because you're one of the few people that were at the very beginning of my career. So I'm glad we were finally able to sit down. Goddamn.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like I even reached out to you at one point and said, hey, we should do a podcast.
Yeah, you did.
And I stopped doing podcasts because I got, life caught up with me. And
right. And I'm going to tell you, I actually needed this because over the past few weeks, I've been in a very, very dark place.
Well, don't be in a dark place.
And it's just because, life happens, man. And I consider myself a king above all else.
Good.
And when I can't do king type things.
What do you consider king type things?
Like just
butthole stuff.
Being like, if it's that kind of party, then I'm like, but no, it's just more like when I feel inadequate, I don't feel like I'm a king.
Why the fuck would you ever feel like you're inadequate?
Because life, bro.
Listen,
you don't understand the type of shit that I go through every day. I got a lot of childhood trauma and just all kind of just trauma I'm carrying around. And I don't fully trust nobody, not even my wife, to be completely open.
Really?
Because every time I've tried, it's always come back negatively on me. And
I understand that.
I'm the type that you live and you learn. So you fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, and then it's not finna be a fucking third time, cuzzy.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like, and
can I say something to you? And this is the realest I'm ever gonna be with you. When I first met you, I didn't know you from anybody, and you were a real fucking person. You know, when we first started back in 2000.
Because that's all I know how to be, bro.
I mean, now is what, 2004? So that was 24 years ago.
Yeah.
Every time I've ever met you, you've always been a real person.
And that's all I know how to be, bro, because...
That being said, I don't say that very often because I've dealt with a lot of fake-ass people. People that used me for whatever they needed me for, and you have never been that person. You have been a straightforward person. You've always been very honest, very transparent in everything that you've said and everything you've done. When you came back to wrestling, I was, and I'm not bullshitting you because I have no reason to. Because fuck you, I don't need to fucking kiss your ass.
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy for you because you lost weight. You were fucking amazing shape. You were doing standing shooting stars and crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, good. You know, you changed your name from fucking Big Fred to Victor Lord. And I was like, dude, I fucking love this shit. The only thing that ever stopped me from watching you is because of the fact you worked for Hellcat. And I had personal feelings about that. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm watching your shit and I'm like, I'm happy for you, you know? I know that you had your personal, you've had your own personal things in your life with your wife and your family and everything else in between, you know, and then you had Sully die and all these other things, and I'm watching all these things happen, and even though I'm not reaching out to you on this stuff, I'm watching you go through it, and you know what? I can say this, and for anybody who fuck everybody, what I saw was you handle everything with such a grace and a poise that people don't understand. Because nowadays people have this mental deficiency where they have to put everything out there on social media and whatever because they need this fucking public like, you know,
public acceptance.
Yes. But you haven't done that.
So, like, I feel like I'm a dying breed.
You are.
You feel me? And to where, like, if I was, like I said with Shane Douglas, if Shane Douglas came 10 years before, bro, if I was born 10 years earlier or 10 years later, I would be fucking great, dog.
We're the same age, so whatever, man.
You know what I mean? Like, no, because like my stepmom used to always tell me I was an old soul.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Same.
Like, to where like she would like sit there and like talk to me about life when I'm like 13, 14 years old.
Bro, I was raised by my
shit.
grandmother. I get what you're saying.
So, you know what I mean? And then like when the internet popped off, like like I was telling you earlier with our shenanigans in school.
Yeah.
Bro, if we had the internet.
Oh my God, you guys would have been huge.
In them fucking days.
There's dudes that do that now. That, like,
exactly.
They run in like Walmart and do crazy shit.
And we was in school in a controlled environment to where nobody never got hurt from our tomfoolery. Like nobody ever got hurt. The only dude who ever got hurt from our tomfoolery was this kid Francis. And it was only because
sorry, Francis.
He had just had a broken ankle and I didn't know. So we were playing field hockey and shit or whatever, and like it popped off, and so we're having it turned. Okay, so we're playing field hockey in the gym, and so it turns into like a Royal Rumble, just out of nowhere, and so we're all working, and he gets on the ground, so I grab him, and instead of putting him in a freaking Boston Crab, I go to put him in an ankle lock.
Oh Jesus Christ.
And he immediately starts screaming. And I'm like, oh,
wait a minute, did Francis tap?
Oh, he tapped.
All right.
And I'm like freaking, I'm screaming, tap.
He's like, I am tapping.
And,
what the fuck?
And I swear to God. And it was the King Shamrock ankle lock. So I'm screaming, tap out. And he's like, ah. And when I realized he's crying, I'm like, oh my God.
He was crying?
Oh, because he just came back from having a legit broken ankle.
Jesus Christ, dude. What are you thinking?
I didn't realize it was that ankle. I didn't realize it was that ankle.
All right, you know what? All right, we got to take this shit home.
Yeah.
How can people stalk you?
If you are interested in finding out anything, Victor Lord, like you holler at me at Fred Rock the OG.
Wait, what is it?
Fred Rock the OG. One statement. Fred Rock DAOG on Instagram.
All right, yeah.
Fred Rock 1980 on X.
Wait, 1980. I'm older than you?
That's the year I was born, 1980
Fuck!
player.
I thought we were the same age. Fuck!
Polo Tink Tink. So Fred Rock 1980 on X and Fred Hardaway, aka Victor Lord, on the Facebook.
There you go.
And that's how you find out all you need to know about your boy.
You guys finally heard it.
And if you want to hit me up on YouTube, I got a YouTube channel, and the YouTube is...
What is it? Is it something cool, or...
It is Fred Rock the OG, but it's Fred Rock space THA capital OG.
And what's on your YouTube?
It's mostly my matches.
Okay.
For now. Once I'm gonna start putting original content up. I'm thinking about pranking the family. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna start like scaring my wife and my granddaughter. I think that would make for hilarious content.
The fact that you're a grandfather blows my mind.
Oh my God!
You're younger than me.
Yeah.
That kind of pisses me off.
My grandbaby's so 3 years old.
Dude, no, you're so young. I'm not. Yeah. Oh fuck.
Yep. And yeah, I want to do like pranks, and then I also want to start like uploading like video game play.
All right.
Like just to show like that old heads play video games too. And
you know what? I just started playing again. I'm not even gonna lie. I started playing Batman Arkham again.
Yo, I ran through Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum.
Listen, I'm playing Arkham Asylum
City
right now.
The only one I haven't played is Arkham Origins.
Are you fucking for real?
I've never played it. I've only watched YouTube
Arkham Origins,
videos.
all right, listen. People that are like, Rocksteady, blah, 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 blah. Arkham Origins is fucking amazing.
Phenomenal.
It is
phenomenal.
Crazy. If you play that, then play Arkham Asylum, you're like, okay,
right.
Everything makes sense.
Everything makes sense.
Because they literally built the game to be a prequel to that.
Yeah.
And I know everybody's like, yeah, or whatever. No, it's fucking good.
Yeah, Warner Brothers should have stayed with that formula, because I don't know what the hell they were thinking with Gotham Knights and fucking Suicide Squad.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on Suicide Squad.
Tomfoolery and a half, bro. Listen, I don't know why they don't give Green Arrow a game, bro.
Hold on.
Why Rocksteady don't make a freaking Green Arrow game, bro? That should be so fire.
That would be fire, actually. But you're about to make me angry. Listen, my son sends me a message, and he's like, this cannot be the last thing. Because Batman's a huge thing in this household.
Oh, they're supposed to. I believe Rocksteady is about to drop another game.
Hold on. Batman's a huge thing in this household.
Yeah.
On top of that, Batman the Animated Series, Kevin Conroy is a big deal in this household.
Yeah, real deal.
So when he saw, because I didn't see it, he sent me a video. He was like, is this Kevin Conroy's last fucking voiceover for Batman? Was what the fuck is it called? Suicide Squad versus the Justice or Kills the Justice League. He's like, no, this can't be it. And I'm like, I watched the video and I got so angry. And then he's like, no, wait, it's not the last thing. He did something else. I'm like, all right, cool. Because Kevin Conroy, for people who don't know, was the voice of Batman the Animated Series.
Yep.
So the fact that And again, you're like, who the fuck cares? And Batman,
We care.
Yeah, I fucking care. Justice League, or what is it? Suicide Squad versus Justice League
Was fucking horrible.
I didn't play it. I didn't look at it. I didn't watch it.
I watched gameplay and that saved me $70 goddamn dollars. I promise you.
Kevin Conroy, who is the voice of Batman the Animated Series, if you're that old, he they kill Batman in that fucking game. And I'll tell you, me growing up, Batman the Animated Series was a huge deal for me. Okay,
Bro, ain't no fucking way the Suicide Squad is killing Batman. Stop it. Stop it.
I don't know what's
Like,
wrong with.
stop it,
I don't know
bro.
what's wrong with DC. That they
Fucking Warner Brothers can't get out of their own goddamn ways. That's what's wrong with DC.
Why did they keep trying to kill Batman? You notice that? They keep trying to kill Batman.
Because Warner Brothers thinks that they're smarter than the fucking people over at Marvel. So they feel like, oh, we know what we're doing, so we'll make the decisions. So where Marvel was like, yo, we don't know what the fuck we doing because we was borderline goddamn bankrupt before Blade. And they was like, yo,
Yup.
Kevin Feige, hold this down for us. So Kevin Feige is the one who makes the decisions in the MCU to where goddamn Warner Brothers is just got their fingers all in the goddamn DCEU and they just fucking ruined the whole goddamn shit. Like, to where, listen to me.
You're fucking wrong.
Listen to me.
Okay, go ahead.
Ben Affleck deserved better.
Yes!
Henry Cavill deserved better.
I think we
Fucking
Hold
Gal
on.
Gadot deserved
No, Victor,
better.
hold on. I think we just became best friends because, yes, I agree with you. Yes. Fucking yes.
Ben Affleck got bent over with no goddamn lube.
He was the best Batman. And I love
Ben Affleck was the first character, or the first actor, I should say, that embodied both Bruce Wayne and Batman.
I think we just became best
Like,
friends.
like Michael Keaton.
He was great, but
Michael Keaton was an amazing Bruce Wayne.
he was a horrible Batman. Thank
Christian Bale
you. Fuck him!
was a decent Batman,
No, he
but he was a
wasn't. Fuck him.
terrible Bruce Wayne.
Fuck!
Robert Pattinson
Fuck that kid.
is a terrible Bruce Wayne, but a
No.
Batman.
Fuck that.
No,
Fuck him.
he- and
Fuck
he-
him.
Year one Batman?
No.
I buy that.
No.
I
will
totally
take-
buy that.
I will take fucking what was his name? Christian Bale. I will take Christian Bale year one Batman.
No,
Fuck.
Christian Bale's Batman was supposed to have been Batman for years.
No. Not Batman Begins.
And Batman Begins, yeah, right. So, Batman Begins was basically
Hold on. We got to stop this. All right.
all right.
All right. You know.
Yeah,
this is a
stay
whole
tuned,
nother-
folks, because we finna come back. Because
We got to do a different podcast.
yeah,
About this.
because we like that's a whole different episode alone. Is Batman? We could sit here and talk for fucking 4 goddamn hours about
You
Batman.
have no idea. All right, man. All right. Thank you very much. One more time. How can they?
Yo, holla at me at I'm on Facebook at Fred Hardaway, aka Victor Lord. I'm on Instagram as Fred Rock the OG, Fred Rock DAOG, and
when
I'm
you
on
say rocked, is it ROC?
yeah ROCK.
Oh, the whole thing. All right.
So, and then I'm on YouTube as Fred Rock, capital F, capital R, space THA, space capital OG, and that's where you can get all your. And then I'm on X, Fred Rock 19 at Fred Rock 1980 on X. Holla at your boy. Like, and I promise you, I will do my best to entertain you.
Yeah, there it is. All right. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me, my G.
I think we're probably going to end up doing something else.
I listen. I would like if you got the avenue for it. I would love to sit here and I would love to discuss with you.
I don't see why we wouldn't.
We could talk about comic books.
Oh,
We could talk about comic book series, and we could talk about comic book movies because we could listen. The MCU, the DCEU, the DCU. Like we could get on all of that because
I've got my own opinion. Oh, listen. All right. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's stop right
we'll wrap it up. But I'm telling you want content, holla at your boy. I got you, dog.
All right, guys. You have a good night.